Hey, and good Monday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios. Go ahead and doing some live severe weather coverage. We're getting kind of close here with some of these storms coming across into Alabama, and just watching very closely to see if this stuff's going to come sneaking into Northwest Georgia here for this afternoon. As typical when you're dealing with these MCSs, they sometimes tend to come in a little faster than what the models are advertising. Not unusual to see that. The Storm Prediction Center did put up a severe thunderstorm watch here in Alabama, which goes until 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Nothing across North Georgia just yet. But again, I'm just kind of watching the trajectory of a couple of these storms here. And we're not too far away if they continue on their current trajectory to kind of sneak in across some of these counties across Northwest Georgia and seeing if we get any severe. Now, these storms are going to be have a pretty good punch with them. So the main threat, we're not talking about tornadoes or anything here, folks. We're talking about some very strong gusty winds, up to 70 miles per hour. That's going to be the big thing we're going to be watching here as this kind of comes on into the area. And, of course, obviously some brief heavy rains, little lightning, maybe some hail with this as well. So we're going to be tracking to see how this thing evolves here for this afternoon. So needless to say, my regular forecast update will be done a little bit later today, depending on what's going on with what's going on out there right now. So, again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the YouTube channel. Sometimes the unexpected kind of comes up a little early. We want to get going. Now, if you're new here to the channel, I'm watching you guys here on the stream. If you go make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you are all subscribers, and make sure you give us a thumbs up and make sure you give the comments. Let me know where y'all are watching from to keep the YouTube algorithm fed. Got to keep it fed, and that requires y'all's participation out there. So as folks come in and go, they can be replaced, that kind of thing. So anyway, let's get into this thing. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here. Again, watching some pretty hefty thunderstorms. These are pretty good. I got a new warning here. They just came out over into Mississippi. I'm watching these two up here, in particularly these up here. So let's focus on these two right now. This current warning right now, which goes for the areas here across north central Jackson and southeastern Franklin counties. Then this warning is in effect here until, where's the county? It goes. It's moving southeast at 35. So again, just watch out for that particular. Where's the time? Oh, there it is. 12:45. My bad. Couldn't see the time there for a second. 12:45 Central Daylight Time as that's moving off in moving at a pretty good clip there, moving southeast at 35. So again, get ready to go ahead right over that radar. You see the radar? That's the radar site right there in northern Alabama. That's a high top. Hopefully it does not take that radar down. I've seen that happen before, and hopefully not. It looks like the northern suburbs of Huntsville is going to get clipped as well. You see this other warning area in here as well. This is for northwestern Madison, northeastern Limestone, southwestern Lincoln. That goes until 12:30, and the storm is moving off to the southeast at 30 miles per hour. So again, we'll be watching these storms very closely. Let's see if there's any hail with this stuff. I want to check that out real quick. Yeah, definitely got a little hailer with this one. You see that? You see these pretty good hailers. This one not so much, but this one's got some pretty good hailers with this as well. So we'll be watching closely to see what kind of hail you probably might get some hail with some of this stuff as well. And kind of watching the winds in here. Let me double check here and just kind of see if anything kind of stands out. No, not really. All right. So one bad thing when you get storms that are very close to the radar like that, you can get what's known as radar attenuation, which can make it a little bit tricky, especially when you're trying to dissect the storm a little bit there. So anyway, you can see these counties moving off. So the counties that I'm worried about right now basically is heading up to the northwest section. So we're talking about Dade, Walker, Catoosa, maybe getting down toward Floyd counties if these storms hold their intensity, number one, and continue to move off in that general direction as they're doing so at the time. So again, we'll have to see how they continue to evolve. It's definitely warmer outside. If you haven't been outside and noticed it, it's definitely feeling a bit warmer out there. We're going to cool off tomorrow, but we got some decent instability here with this as this thing continue to move off toward the south and such. Let me see here. Trying to. I needed to separate this thing out so I can keep an eye on you guys. Oh, there we go. Separating. There we go. Oop, no, don't roll off. There we go. I wanted to make sure I can keep an eye on you guys. There we go. All right. So we got watch out for snakes in Auburn, Barrow County. Yeah, you guys over there on the other side. I know that you see this out here on otherwise you see a lot of North Georgia under that marginal risk. I will tell you that the forecast models are really favoring more Alabama than Georgia. Now they do have it up there because as this trough line comes south, you never know. You might get an individual storm to kind of go off to on the western eastern side of this. So I'm not overly concerned about Georgia. You see where the yellow does come into northwest portions of Georgia right through here. Again, with those storms that are nearby, that seems to be pretty good bet to watch that. So we'll see as those storms continue. They may weaken a little bit before they make the crossover there. So we'll see. Again, I'll go and break down the categories on this so you can kind of see how that's as far as the different perspectives. So the wind threat obviously is the highest. You see the red back over here across portion of Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. This is obviously where the most intense storms are going to be. But we could get a few of them that may sneak in here across northwest Georgia. And then you see all North Georgia's that 5%. That's what that brown is, and 15% there in the yellow. So we'll continue to watch that. And then, of course, you might get a little bit of hail with this as well. Just a little bit. So not a ton, but some might sneak its way in here. All right. Now, once we get into tomorrow, we should have a better day tomorrow. Still a few thunderstorms possible across Georgia, but we should see things begin to steadily improve. The rest of the week looks really good. I'm looking forward to seeing some very nice, calm weather here a little bit later in the week, to say the least. All right, who we got? We got someone watching from Duluth, Georgia. We got out there. Good to see you there. Engineer 210, just tuning in. Good to see you there, Engineer 210. Welcome aboard. Appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys who are watching right now, because typically what I would do when the weather doesn't throw a curveball at you, I thought this would be a little bit later. I really did. But then again, I should have known better because MCSs are notoriously fast. So no soup for me, okay? So anyway, something when we got a more pronounced event, I usually like to post a slide and kind of, advertise a little bit. So I appreciate you guys checking us out here for this afternoon and kind of watch what's going on. Let's go back to the radar here. And I have not eaten a darn thing and my stomach's going, yeah, I didn't eat yet. All right, so anyway, there's a pretty good one thing I'm noticing here. You might notice this here as well. You see this, there's a pretty nice looking, looks like an outflow boundary here starting to shape up here just out ahead of this. That you typically, when you get thunderstorms like this, it's like dropping a rock in a pond, and it really kind of pushes the wind energy out ahead of it. So that's why you typically will get like a burst of wind before you see the thunderstorm kind of move on through with this. So that's definitely, I'm seeing that clearly showing up here on the radar here a little bit. Again, this is something right on top of the radar right now. So this will be coming into Stevenson and Scottsboro. And like I said, this one here, I can't really tell for sure if it's weakening or not because it's sitting on top of the radar. But we'll see once it merges on the other side to see if it's holding its intensity or not, and see if we get any warnings that kind of may sneak into Dade County or not. Now, upstream here, up in across Tennessee, this is not looking bad at all. This just looks like probably rain. Like Chattanooga may just get some rain here. So the end of these storms here sneak in here across northwest Georgia. That's what we're watching to see here, to see if that's going to cause us any problems or not. So let's see some of the cameras here. Take a look at some of the look-sees here. You see some rainy and cloudy skies out there up in Franklin County right now. All right. And here's a look out of Chattanooga right now. Their sky's looking pretty stormy there. Yeah, look at that. Looks like some rain's knocking on the door there, but not overly heavy up there toward Chattanooga. So that's good news there. Just like a little rain coming. So that camera's probably facing and seeing this stuff here just to the west of them right now. So again, you got the watch that's out there, and that goes until 7 o'clock. All right, now we got 3 active warnings right now. So my intent right now is just to kind of stay on here for a little while and to see exactly what these storms are, how they behave, how they're going to go as they come in across northwest Georgia. Not to mention the fact, just don't get an opportunity to do a lot of lives here. Our severe weather season was pretty relaxed compared to other years. It wasn't very active, so I really haven't had a lot of opportunities to do a lot of severe weather coverage. Now, obviously, today is the first day of hurricane season. by the way, if you didn't notice that. And I did post the names for the year, and the first named storm is Arthur. So if we do get a landfalling hurricane coming our way, you bet you we're going to be doing live coverage on that and keep you guys watchful up on that as well. So anyhow, all right. So I started getting real nervous. I'm sitting there I did my one forecast update for Northwest Georgia, and then I saw this stuff starting to pop. So I was like, yeah, we need to go on here and do a little live coverage and see what's going on with this as we go here. It's not quite into Georgia just yet, but I usually don't like to wait until it's like already in the area. I like to go ahead and be on beforehand and kind of track it as it kind of moves on in. So trying to stay ahead of it a little bit here. Now these are moving at a pretty decent clip. So, I mean, these things were way up in Missouri this morning. I mean, they really been racing. That energy's been really racing southward here for this afternoon. I thought maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe, and here we are at 1 o'clock, already coming across the line there in Alabama. So, came a little fast, to say the least there. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out. Make sure you give us a like there if you haven't done so already on there on YouTube. I'm not simulcasting on Facebook with this one. We're just doing YouTube only on this. So again, make sure you give us a like. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so at this time. It'd be a privilege to be one of your weather sources. We're getting really close to getting our 24-hour channel going. I was talking with a gentleman today about potential sponsorships. We might take it a little slower on that, but we're getting there. We're getting our numbers up to where we need to be to get the right sponsorships, to get the weather computer I want, which will be a big plus in events like this. It'll make it a lot better. And then, of course, the 24-hour streaming channel. Getting close, man. It's getting real close. One step at a time. We're going to get there. All right. So let's look at the satellite picture here. Let's get this going here. I want to go ahead and switch over. I want to show the lightning on this. So just give me 1 second to switch this over, because I did kind of come up here a little bit fast. There we go. And you can kind of see the cluster of lightning there in that zone. Let me switch over to the, I want to go ahead and pull on over to the southeast. Let's get the southeast look on this. Hold on 1 second here. Let's see here. I can't see with my glasses on. Animation loops. There we go. There we go. There we kind of see that a little bit better. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Enable. There we go. All right, so you got to see where the heaviest lightning and thunder are. If I was seeing a little more activity over in here, I'd be more concerned about North. Again, I really think a lot of this is going to stay in Alabama. But I am a little concerned about glancing below up there across Northwest Georgia. So that's why I'm kind of watching. It's like it's so close. It's like I don't want to be caught off guard here. So let's go ahead and do the live thing on this and just kind of watch it. Again, you can kind of see the perspective there. There's the regional radar there. Actually, it's kind of funny on the radar analysis. Actually showing like a weak high there across Northwest Georgia. Oh, we got those complex of storms moving in. You see this over here, guys? You see this old stationary boundary right into here? That is where I think this is kind of following that weakness there. We got a new warning that just came out. Let's switch this over. And that's a big box too. Let's go to it again. This is over in Alabama. This is for Madison County, Limestone County, Eastern Lauderdale County, Southeastern Colbert, Northern Lawrence County goes till 1:15 Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm was located extending from near Ardmore to near Killeen, moving southeast at 20. Wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. So you can see that when I was highlighting that outflow boundary and that line moving on there, they went ahead and lit up all these counties into this zone. All right, and we're starting to get some activity here on the north side of this. So again, we'll just watching to see if Northwest Georgia is going to get caught in this thing or not. Bear with me for a second, because I guess I should have gone to the bathroom before I decided to go on here. That was real stupid of me. Again, appreciate the new subscriber on there. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed just yet, go hit that subscribe button if you can, and make sure you hit that like button. We got to keep that algorithm happy. All right, I got to go to the restroom. I apologize. I'll be right back. I'm not going nowhere. Stand by. I grabbed me a sandwich too. I had to do it. That's what I get for being overly aggressive. Now, notice what's happening here. When you get an outflow boundary that comes on out, you'll sometimes get some stuff that'll start forming along the edge of that boundary. And we're seeing a little bit of that starting to erode here with some additional new thunderstorms kind of flaring up through here. So we're going to watch that closely as this comes across here, across northwestern Alabama, and see if this kind of works its way into northwest Georgia. Seeing here, got a new warning coming out. All right. I'm just checking the SPC here real quick. I'm just checking to make sure that we don't get another watch that comes out. It's borderline right now whether they're going to do that or not. Now, you guys over here in northeast Georgia, I really don't think you got much to worry about. I know we've got the whole marginal area that's in that whole zone right there, and this is coming in during a time when we are getting some pretty good, daytime heating. Things are warming up outside, so we got temperatures that are warming up. We're getting some additional instability. We're definitely not as stable as we were yesterday when we had that wedge in place across North Georgia. So we have to factor all those in. Like right now in Brazelton, I'm sitting here at 83 degrees. My dew point sitting at 69. So there's pretty juicy out there right now. The pressure is fairly low. So that's something you have to take into account when you look for something like this. And right now we're not getting anything developing new here across Georgia. So everything's over in Alabama right now. But it's so close. I mean, we're talking. How many miles are we talking about here? I mean, from this warning over to the state line is what, 20 miles, 17 miles? Yeah, it's pretty close. So it's too close for comfort. Turn that off there. Oops. Turn that off. Oops. Turn that thing off real quick. Sorry. There we go. So we're just getting to watching here. So let's see. We got Butts County in the house. We got Auburn and Barrow County. Flowery Branch is in the house. Meriwether County's in the house. Someone from Savannah, Georgia watching. Syrian Dude. We got Cleveland, Georgia in the house. Good to see all you guys out there. Waselica in the house. Yeah, we're going to get a break from the rain, guys. That's coming. We are going to get a break. It's coming. We're going to get a few days to dry out, although I think the pattern does turn wetter again toward the middle of the month. But for the time being, once we get past today and tomorrow, I do think we're going to see a chance for us to get an opportunity to dry out here a little bit. So just hang on. I know we've been kind of wet and rainy. Haven't seen a ton of sunshine, although it's not looking bad out there right now. We are going to see some very, very beautiful days here in the next few days. Just got to hold on there. Yeah, so again, I just decided to come on here now because of where this stuff was so close. So that warning that we were tracking up here has expired as it was weakening as it was moving to the southeast. So that's good. And again, I think the bulk of this heavy stuff, because of the fact of where the especially on this graphic here, when you see where they put the highest wind threat, see this back over here, this is why I think we're just kind of getting the fringe impacts of this particular cluster of storms. We're just got this is where the bulk of the heavier wind action is going to be over here, whereas over northwest Georgia is kind of a glancing blow. So, but we will see how this works out for the rest of the afternoon. And just kind of watching this activity here. Get right across the highway here. That goes over to Huntsville. I love this drive, by the way. Have you ever had this drive here across eastern Alabama, from coming down from South Pitt down here toward Huntsville? I love this drive. It's really pretty. Real pretty drive there across northeastern Alabama. Adairsville in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm glad folks are downloading that weather app. I appreciate that. I'm still working on our new sponsor for that, who's just come on board. which is a great. We got a roofing company that's going to be sponsoring our weather app. I'm actually trying to get their contract and everything finalized. I was actually supposed to be working on getting a graphic over to the app because as the weather app sponsor. Their logo and their link, their website will go on the weather app. So, because they're helping to cover our expenses here on that part. So I got to get that over to them here eventually. But that weather app is great. It's still going pretty good. If you haven't downloaded that weather app yet, I can put that in the chat for you guys. It is a great tool to have. Definitely comes in handy. So just bear with me for a second. I'll go ahead and share that with you guys. So let me go ahead and grab that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Let's see here. Let's go over to. All right. So here we go. For you Apple folks. For you Apple folks. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. All right. For you Apple guys, here is the link for the weather app. If you've not downloaded that, take a look at that. And for you Android users. And what I probably need to do is figure out how to put the QR codes here on the on this live coverage so you guys could just take a screenshot and do it that way. That would probably be a little bit better, right? And for you guys on Android, I'm going to put this in here too. There's the Android download right there. So you guys can hopefully that went. Oh, I don't know if that's going to go. Ooh, that messed up. I'll tell you what, let's do this. I will just do it this way. We're going to do it this way. Hold on a second. It's give me crap. So never fails. I'm just going to open up the link. There it is. Just gonna do it this way. So I'll do it this way. There we go. Paste and go. Well, I'm not sure. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, YouTube's not allowing me to put the Android link in there. I'll be damned. It says too long. Huh. That's interesting. Nope, it won't let me do it. Wow. Okay. Well, sorry about that, Android users. It is not letting me do that. But if you go to the Google Play and you just put in North Georgia Majestic Weather, you will see the download there for it. So I'm not sure why it's doing that, but anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, let's go back over here to the radar here. All right, this stuff looks like it's one thing when you're tracking a system like this. Which it's so interesting is you'll see these things kind of pulse up, and then they'll settle down a little bit, and then they'll pulse up again. Like so compared to what I was seeing like an hour ago, where it looked like it was pulsing up, it settled down just a little bit, and then it'll probably pulse up again. It's just the nature of the type of storms that we have. So it'll come and go. So that's how it goes. If you can't get that app to load, just go to the Apple Store. Go to the Apple Store, the Apple Store link, and just put North Georgia Majestic Weather. I promise you, it's going to come right up. As I just looked at it. All right. Let's see what the sky conditions out here up in northeast Alabama are doing. It's usually a pretty good camera if it's working. Come on. Oh, for some reason that camera is not working. Let's try back to it again. Nope. Huh. That's usually a pretty good camera too. I'm not sure why that camera is not coming up. There it goes. There you go. Kind of see the things going on there. That's a good camera. Whenever storms are coming from the west, you can kind of see them here on the horizon. So we'll keep a watchful on this camera as those storms drop down from the south. Drop down for the south. So, whoops. I know better not to do that. I do that all the dang time. I don't know why I do that. That is so bad. Instead of exiting out the camera, I X out the whole app there. So this is obviously Radar Omega is the radar that we use here, and you can find that. It is a paid service, by the way, if you're interested in something like that. Let's check out the camera over here. And that one's not working. How about this one? We'll see. There we go. Ooh, there you can see this. Yeah, see the clouds on that one. See the low. There's the thunderhead back over here. You can see that. Supposed to be on another weather call here in like 30 minutes, but I'm not going to make that one. Not today. Yeah, one thing I could tell you, I understand y'all cannot see that whenever we get our weather computer, which is what I'm working hard to build for you guys, and I'm banking my money as best I can, I'll have better control over the cities and stuff. I cannot. This is an established app. It does not have the capability for me to go in there and adjust the font size of the said cities. Okay, I'll call them out for you guys, but I cannot do that just yet. Now, when I get my weather computer, and I'll have the ability to do that. So that's what we're working toward, and we'll be able to do that a little bit better. So it's like East Tennessee's getting some pretty good rains and some storms up this way, but nothing looks like it's too bad. Oh, there you go. Pretty good rains going there. It looks like they just updated. Whenever you hear the flash and you get these updates, it means that the weather service is out of Huntsville's probably updated the warning here. This is kind of coming into the Huntsville area right now. So Huntsville getting some pretty good downpours with this, some gusty winds kind of coming through the Huntsville area right now, and that'll cause a little bit of problems. And we'll have to watch for any potential power outages. Obviously, this could down some trees. One thing we've seen a lot of here across North Georgia is because we've had so much rain here over the last couple of weeks. A lot of the trees out there have had some, their roots have been weakened a little bit, and partly because they were dealing with drought for so long. And then they get very saturated, and then the trees come down. We were reporting that, I don't know, when I was filling at Fox, we had several trees that had fallen down because of that, not because of so much severe weather, just that the trees roots got so saturated that boom, down they came. So again, you're seeing the live sweep here on the radar. And I keep hearing the alerts, but I'm not seeing anything new coming out. There's 2 active warnings, but this is a big box right here. All right, L. Scott just downloaded the app there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad you're able to get that. Hey, welcome aboard, William Ford. William Ford just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting close to knocking on the door 13,000 here on the subscriber list. Really need to get that up to about 25. At that level, we'll be able to attract some YouTube potential sponsorships and stuff. That'll help as well with the cost. When you're trying to build a channel like I'm trying to do here, it's compared to TV broadcasts, it's relatively cheaper, much cheaper, but there's still a substantial capital cost. Now, the good news right now is because since I'm retired military and I'm not needing the money I'm earning from this for like paying my bills and stuff, I'm able to bank a lot of this. So I got a nice little chunk of change I'll have here by the middle of next month that'll have me about a third of the way there as far as the weather computer is concerned. And then eventually I want to get our own camera network going. That's something I really want to get as well and get that going. So again, getting real close to some of these storms here coming in across. It looks like if this continues to hold on to Somerville and Tryon area here, probably in the next hour and a half or so, could potentially see some of these pretty good downpours. And again, this is an outflow boundary, so you're probably gonna feel that wind kind of sneak in there across northwest Georgia first before you see any kind of storms and stuff. So, but again, a lot of the heavy action is over here in Alabama. There's a reason why the Storm Prediction Center did not put a watch box over here in Georgia, because you can see where the heaviest storms are lining up. They're lining up here to the west. They're going right down. You've got that stationary boundary there across western Alabama. It's kind of following that as an axis, as a kind of like a trail. So it's kind of flowing right down there. But it's just so close. It's so close. It's like, well, it got watch right across the state line, but on this side of the line, you got nothing. That doesn't mean you're not going to get anything. You got to be vigilant. Got to watch out for it there. So, so we're just kind of watching here to see if we're going to get any action here this afternoon. Now, tomorrow there might be a few thunderstorms, but I'm not expecting any kind of thing severe for tomorrow because everything should begin to shift down to the south as that frontal boundary goes to the south, and we'll see better weather here. But still some scattered storms, especially across northeast Georgia and the mountain areas. I think the rain chances will be lesser down toward Atlanta going forward tomorrow. All right, here we got here. Yeah, the Engineer 210. That's the one thing I like about our weather app here is that you're going to get the notification when the rain's approaching your area. Typically, when it's within about 15 miles, and then you'll get one that'll tell you when there's lightning nearby, and then obviously the severe weather alerts that'll come. So it kind of gives you a little bit of heads up when it's coming. And what's good about the app, by the way, it's not just good for North Georgia. It'll follow you anywhere you go across the country. Anywhere you go, like when I was down in Florida, I had the weather app and was tracking stuff, and it was alerting me of stuff that was right where I was at. So it's not just a North Georgia tool. It's good for use anywhere you across the country. So again, Barron Services out of Huntsville, in fact, is the maker of this weather app. They're one of the top severe weather countries in the companies in the country. That's why I wanted to go with them, and they're also part of our digital weather network. So it's a great weather app, and really hope that we can get this thing. I'm really pushing hard to try to get that thing up to 10,000 and make sure that our new sponsor gets good exposure on that. Especially love the fact it's a roofing company, and it's also a special roofing company, by the way, because they actually do a pay it forward type thing. So whenever you hire this roofing company to do the business for them, they actually do a portion back to charities, which I think is really cool. I really like that. All right, we got a new warning here on the western side of Alabama. Let's go and take a look at this one here. This is for southern Colbert County and Franklin County. It goes until 1:45. Severe thunderstorm was located along line extending from near Littleville to Belgrade, are moving southeast at 25. So these aren't moving overly quick, but decent. You know, like they're racing at 50, 60 miles per hour, that kind of thing. So let me go back over here real quick. Roof it forward. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. If you ever have a need for a roof, if you got something that's an issue, if you got an old roof or something like that, I want to make sure you guys check this guys out. So I'm going to put their website here in the chat. And like I said, they are a really good company. Great reviews on this thing, by the way, and they will make sure that you're taken care of there. But I really like the fact that they really put their money where their mouth is as far as the quality of their work, but they also try to go out and help others. So it's a great company. All right, so let's get into. I'll go back to the hail here, see if there's been any changes. A couple things that I look for when I'm tracking severe weather. All right, so a couple things that I look for. I look for the lightning intensity to see if that's changing, if that's going up or down, and the hail. If the hail starts going up and the lightning's going up, you got storms that are intensifying. If you see a decrease, then it's obviously going the opposite direction. So as I'm looping this and I'm kind of looking right there, it looks like it's just kind of holding its own. I see we got a couple of damage reports that have been reported here. Tree fell on a house. Other trees down in the vicinity of the 13 block of County Road 47. So we know we're getting some gusty winds with some of this. There's a tree blocking the lanes of an intersection on County Road 136. So again, these storms can knock down trees and can cause some power outages here. I just not sure if we're going to get this over here. Notice where all the lightning is clustered here, all over here. We're not seeing anything upstream here that's coming into North Georgia. So get that going there. I'm getting real close here. Oh. A little bit of lightning there. But I think once this thing settles, now one thing for certain, this watch box, which goes till 7 o'clock, ain't going till 7 o'clock. They'll start chipping away some of the counties and stuff as the storm settle and go on by. So even though because it's only like 12:43 Central Time, I mean this watch goes until 7. I don't think it's going up until 7. I don't think it's going to go that long. Let's go back over to the Chattanooga camera here and take a look at this. And look at this a little bit. Yeah, sky still look a little bit angry there. So I'm going to switch over to the other radar here. Sometimes I get tunnel vision and look at one radar. Oh, there's the new box. There it is. That's a big one. Look at the size of that box. Wow. And this one's for Marshall County, southwestern Jackson, southern Madison, southeastern Limestone, southwestern DeKalb, Morgan County, and Lawrence County. It goes till 145. Severe thunderstorm line was extending from Woodville to near Littlefield, moving southeast at 40. So that little gush push of wind is really driving that to the south. But nothing here on the west. That's good to see. All right, so definitely seeing that where the most intense stuff is heading southward. So Birmingham, Talladega, Gadsden, this whole area in here, as this line settles south, is where it'll be the biggest concern. So, and I'm just paying attention to northwest Georgia. If this looks like Georgia is not going to get impacted with this, and I don't think it will that right now as it's standing. We'll worry about stuff later. But right now, I just want to stick with this for a little bit longer. And severe weather sandwich. Yeah, that's what this is. A severe weather sandwich. Good way to put that. So there's another warning just came out here on the west side here. This one is for Marion County, goes to 145. This is for the slide extending from near Russellville to Manatee, moving southeast at 35. I tell you, sometimes trying to pronounce some of these cities and stuff can be a little bit of a problem sometimes. But I'll tell you the streaming channel will be a big plus here. Now, one thing I've got to decide to do when I get the streaming channel up is to be able to stream independently or stream through the channel. That's one thing I'll have to assess because it depends on how YouTube algorithm is going to work with that. Do I just flip the switch and come on the streaming channel that's already going live, or do I launch a new live and add that to it? I was told that I should be able to do both. So crossing the fingers there. And what that means is I can come on like a live like I'm doing right now. And when I do, I can turn it on the other channel at the same time. So it'll stream on the live channel as well as going live. Because that's just how people go when you're doing this kind of coverage, because people come in and come out. So make sure you give us a like there if you haven't done so already. Please do so at this time. And again, let me know where you're watching from. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Love to have you on board here. I always like to say I like to serve as y'all's private personal weatherman. So I'm for hire. And when you subscribe, you hire me. Now, very importantly, if you do subscribe, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the notification bell. I can't not stress that enough, because YouTube, man, they will not alert anybody if you don't hit that notification bell on your stuff. Really, really crazy. So checking out these temperatures here across North Georgia. We're sitting in the 70s out there right now. You see there's 76, there's 79, there's 80. 81 over here in Gainesville right now. I've got 83 in my backyard. 77, so 82. So it's pretty warm, not too bad in here. But again, the bulk of the heavy stuff, it's falling right around this trajectory, right down where that stationary boundary is sitting. That's really kind of driving the train right there. It's following the train track over that way. As that boundary still to the south. So we get a little bit of activity here. Got some stuff here forming over across portions of the upstate there in South Carolina. Seeing a little bit of stuff over here. All right. Yeah, we're definitely, as long as we get sunshine out there, and we're at almost 2:00. So we're getting close to max daytime heating. I'm expecting a lot of North Georgia to be in the 80s here this afternoon. Definitely some 10 degrees warm. But check out Birmingham. They're at 87. That's pretty warm. Look at that. A little tickle in my throat. Yeah, don't choke. I'm trying not to choke. Try not to choke on you. Let me go back to the main radar here. There we go. Don't worry, I promise not to die on y'all. Promise not to. Thank you for any new subscriber, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think our highest we've had as far as subscribers is 12,675. And we've been adding steadily from the regular forecast postings, which have been very, very well received. So I'm very grateful for everybody. Mystic Money, Key Recreations in the house. All right. So far, so good. We got a little rain. Yeah, finally got a little shower there across extreme northwest Georgia. A little shower there. Not much. We'll see what happens with that. It's there. There's clearly, I can see this very well. Check this out. Looks like we got some sort of wind boundary kind of right through here. That's just kind of coming into northwest Georgia. So we got a bit of a boundary there. Now, what that boundary does, again, it pushes, and as it pushes the air out ahead of it, it can cause it to rise and get some additional showers and storms to potentially fire up. So that's why I'm watching that closely right now. So let me get that going here. But yeah, so far so good. I think definitely Alabama has been in on this, and I don't know if Georgia's going to get much out of this. It was only the Northwest zone that I was most concerned about when I was looking at things this morning. So, and it's around that time they should be updating this. Let's see this. It's usually right around this time that the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, does an update on their outlook if they make any changes at all. It doesn't look like they've changed anything. I think this is maybe a little bit more than what they had earlier, but you can see clearly Alabama, Tennessee, but they put all of Georgia in the marginal level 1 for a reason, just to be on the safe side. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. So they're watching this very closely just to see. At least we don't have to worry about tornadoes. Tornado threats is, I mean, it's not even it's less than 2%, not even showing up there for that. But the wind threat is the big thing. Wind, and obviously the hail threat. So that's there. As we've seen some pockets of hail with this system so far. So go back over here and click over there. All right. My little dog decided to join me over here. Ollie's sitting down near my feet. A little weather dog here. And let me see. I got a little text message here. I want to see what's going on over here. All right, let's see here. Okay. Billy Miltonder's asking if Rome's going to get anything today. So far, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, he's got these storms that are approaching that might try to sneak in here if we get some other stuff to develop. But I don't know if we're going to get anything severe in that zone or not. So you see this right here, and it's heading south. This may just miss you guys. But if we get anything new to develop up in this direction, we'll see. But again, this really does favor Alabama over northwest Georgia right now. But I'm watching for you, Rome. We're watching. Because I know you sit there and you go, well, you look at this and you see, Rome is sitting, right there just inside the marginal. So you see how close it is. Dalton's in the yellow. Lafayette's in the yellow, Somerville's in the yellow. That's at level 2. So it's just so close. Just so close. And we're talking tens of miles here, guys. It's very, very tough to get into that. But right now we've only got 4 active warnings out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see all of them over in Alabama right now. So nothing in our immediate area just yet. And it's going to be a close call. And I'm also paying attention to what's going on upstream here. So I'm trying to see if any of this looks like this looks like it's just general thunderstorms kind of holding their own. Not seeing anything intensifying through here. This is again the strongest element of this little MCS, this little cluster of thunderstorms, is to the west. It's following that little axis there down through Alabama, central Alabama, so far. And I think a lot of North Georgia. My feeling was if we got any thunderstorms across North Georgia today, it was going to be pretty much the isolated scattered variety, and I think we'll have the same for tomorrow as well. Isolated scattered variety. You're asking. I would say the drought. It's made a big impact on the drought so far. I would say that the give you an idea, the level 3 and level 4 drought across North Georgia fell from 78% down to 56%. So it fell quite a bit. We're still under drought conditions, but it has made a big impact, and I am expecting it to improve even more on the next update because of continued rains that we've had over recently. Now we are going to go through another dry period here. Just to give you a heads up, after these 2 rain chances today and tomorrow, we're going to dry out here for a little bit. But I do expect the rains to come back toward the middle of the month. So, and we've also got some believe it or not, Saharan dust that's starting to try to work through the Gulf that may come up into the southeast as well. That's something I need to start tracking for you guys to be able to see. That will play a factor because whenever you get Saharan dust in the air, that can limit rainfall. Okay, because it's usually a dry, warm layer with dust, and that can limit thunderstorm development. So we've got a lot. That's not unusual. Just to be upfront, that's not unusual, especially early into a hurricane season when the trade winds are strong and you get these nice little dust plumes to blow off the west coast of Africa, make it all the way across the Atlantic, and then they come into the southeast. They do give us some pretty sunsets. They could do that. So something we can watch there for a little bit. The weather app. All right, if you want the weather app, it's called. You go to the Apple Store or over to the Android if you're Google Play. Just put in North Georgia Majestic Weather. You put that up, it'll come right up. North Georgia Majestic Weather. Go ahead and download that app for you. And again, that app is only phase 1, by the way. I want to be upfront about this. This app's going to get better as we go along because once we get the weather computer and we're going to add our own forecasting products to it, we're going to put all that into it. So it's going to get better over time. To allow you to do stuff. Now, another thing I want to say about the streaming channel is I'm also going to try to partner with some additional other social media outlets across North Georgia to bring you like community events and things of interest to that channel as well. So it'll all depend on if they will like to partner or not. I'm not going to charge them anything. I will say, hey, if you want to put something on the channel, go ahead. If you want to throw your own advertising on the channel, go ahead. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I just want to make the content as diverse as possible. So it's not just weather. So you get the weather stuff, but you're also going to get like, okay, we got these nice events coming across North Georgia and other items of interest. So again, my focus is North Georgia, and you're going to notice a lot of our forecast mapping on the weather computer will be North Georgia centric. We'll still highlight Atlanta because there's still an audience there, but our main audience is going to be North Georgia. So that's one thing I've heard from a lot of you guys out there in the social media world is it's glad I got somebody who's going to talk about North Georgia, not just Metro Atlanta all the time, because the big TV stations, and of course I freelance for one, so I can't knock them. They like to focus a lot on the big metro stations. Now, I will say that the Fox 5 does a very good job of trying to reach out to a lot of North Georgia. I think they do better than just about any other station in Atlanta, I'll be honest with you, as far as trying to reach out to a lot of folks across communities across North Georgia. But a lot the other stations, they just kind of focus, strictly Metro Atlanta. So that's just that's been my take over the years of having worked in the Atlanta market as long as I have. So anyhow, all right. And if you haven't done so, by the way, if you're interested, if you're on YouTube and you are interested, you can become a member. I do postings daily for the weather report. It's only for the Facebook subscribers and YouTube members, and kind of give you behind the scenes stuff of what we're doing as far as the build out for the channel. So if you'd like to help us out in that endeavor, you can do that as well. You got two different levels there on YouTube. You can be Brick Tamlin, of course, from the Anchorman series. You can do that level. It's $1.99. Or you can do the Jim Cantore level, which is, of course, I used to work with Jim back at the Weather Channel back in the day, a long time ago. And and that's at $3.99. But if you'd like to join that, you can do that as well. All right, just kind of watching. Starting to get activity here, starting to pop a little bit across. This does not look bad, obviously. A little bit of lightning with this stuff over here near the hangar area. But we'll see if any of this is going to fire up anything new out ahead of it as that boundary pushes forward and runs into that warmer air. I'm waiting to see if we get any additional thunderstorms to flare out ahead of this. So just kind of watching. I will say this much: the models have, for the most part, have favored this. They were not showing a whole lot over here across North Georgia, but other models, were showing a little bit of activity. So again, the bulk of the heavy good stuff is going to be in Alabama. Anything that come across North Georgia, I think is going to be of the isolated variety. Okay, so most folks today probably won't get a drop of rain, to be honest with you, across North Georgia. I see Debbie Kent here. It says, I just started watching the live broadcast from Blue Ridge. I got pretty overcast and windy just now. Just wondering if they were expecting anything. Nothing showing up there, Blue Ridge, right now. Blue Ridge is right here. You're quiet. There's nothing in your area right now. So just some clouds out there. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. But I think you guys will be okay. Again, we're just still got our marginal risk right now. And I'm just watching this activity up here in Tennessee to see if we're going to fire up anything new over in Georgia. Again, northern Alabama is the target zone. And we had some warnings that were up in this area, and that was what was making me nervous when I came on to start my live broadcast here, because I was worried about something maybe try to sneak in across northwest Georgia, because it was under level 2. I just didn't want to take a chance that it would hit when I wasn't prepared, so I went ahead and came on board here. So the wedge is pretty much clear. I'll be honest with you. Judging by where the dew points are right now, I mean, I'm sitting at 68 here in Brazelton at 83 degrees. What's left of whatever the wedge we had over the weekend is pretty much cleared out, but we do have another one coming in. We're going to have another one that's going to come into the area. And boy, like I said, y'all going to love these low temperatures we're going to have here. Not so much tomorrow, but going into Wednesday and Thursday morning, they're going to feel very nice. We're going to have a nice easterly wind in here coming in for tomorrow. So today was going to be warmer. We were in the 70s predominantly yesterday. Everybody's kind of predominantly getting in the 80s today. We're going to be back in the 70s for tomorrow. So a little bit of a roller coaster there, but yeah, it's going to be pretty good for us. And I'll be honest with you, as wet as we've been, we deserve a nice little dry stretch. I mean, I want the drought to go away just like everybody else, but give us a little bit of break. Give us a little sunshine there as well. We deserve a little bit there. So anyhow, all right. So coming up we're just over 2 o'clock here. Again, that's Meteorologist Greg Majewski here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Center here as we're doing some live severe weather coverage here, watching what's going on over in Alabama. And I came on here just as a precautionary because of the fact that parts of Northwest Georgia are under the level 2 risk for severe weather. And I was worried about some of the stuff trying to sneak in across Northwest Georgia. I think a lot of North Georgia is going to be relatively dry today, folks. Might see a scatter shower or thunderstorm going into this evening, but I don't think some folks are going to get wet and some aren't. Hey, Some Days just joined us. Welcome on board there, Some Days. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. And again, just wanted to come on board because we haven't had a lot of live opportunities here this spring. So it's like, well, I already got my forecast prepped. I'll do that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and do some live severe weather coverage. Got a new warning here, just got issued. Let's go ahead and go into this one. Just got issued here. This is for Winston County in northwestern Alabama. Goes till 2 o'clock. Storm was located near Brushy Lake and moving southeast at 25. All right, so that line is going to make its presence felt into Alabama. I know my buddy over there at the Fox affiliate over in Birmingham, they already had a weather alert day for Birmingham for obvious reasons. And but I did not put a weather alert day out for us because I just didn't think, and I still don't. Yeah, it was going to be a significant event for us today. Now, if we were going to get this kind of stuff over us, different story, obviously. But it was clearly favoring Alabama over us. Now, what's interesting with these things that has made it a little bit difficult. We were tracking this thing last week. If you're watching our updates last week on Thursday and Friday, we were tracking something that was coming down. But from run to run, they were kind of waffling east, waffling west. It was something there. So you really don't know until you get to the day of to kind of watch and see what's going on with that. So this is predominantly an Alabama event for today. I'm waiting to see if we're going to get some more activity here. We're starting to get some more stuff here, starting to bubble up here across northwest Georgia. This is the boundary right here. This is the gust wind I'm kind of watching to see here. So we're starting to get some stuff starting to form up here, heading up toward Reinhold, up near Catoosa, and coming back over toward Walker County and Dade County here. So we're getting a little bit of stuff starting to pop there a little bit. But we'll see if we're getting anything going on that or not. Okay, make sure you go and give us a like if you can. I do appreciate that. Go ahead and do that. It helps the stream health as I got to watch and maintain that. And again, I appreciate you guys checking us out and watching us here. I got Mystic Monkey there in South Carolina watching. Good to see you there. He's been cloudy since March. Seems that way, doesn't it? All right. Yeah, we scatter storms over toward Charlotte and Greenville got a little lightning. Kind of weird. You got activity here, you got activity over here, but not much across North Georgia just yet. A little bit of something. All right. Whoop. Let's see, I got a little text message here. Stand by for a second. All right. All right. Let's go here. Let's go. I'm going to go back over here to velocity mode here. I want to check and inspecting these winds here. They don't look overly bad. See 40, 30. I see a 40 in there. This over here. Oops, it's 46. Okay, this is above the surface. There's a 51. So I see some pretty good winds in there. So just kind of scanning the wind field here. Whoops. I'm going to take a snapshot there. Sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you there, Joe, if you're missing out on all the rain. I mean, so far, I had over 6 inches. I had 6.5 inches in my rain bucket for the month of May in Braselton. That's what I've had. And there were a lot of folks that had quite a bit. But of course, when it comes to rain, it's always not uniform. It's always spread out. Some areas, like the last couple of days, we had some heavy rain. Like Athens got dumped on. Dahlonega, Cleveland area got dumped on very badly. It's been hit and miss with some of these storms on some of these days. What gets me is that some folks, man, they take that stuff personal. They're like, you said it was going to rain. Now you can get a drop. I'm tired of watching you. I'm not going to watch you anymore. I'm like, okay. It's like, dude, it's the weather, man. What do you expect? I mean, it's like, I tell you there's opportunity. I tell you there's a chance. I show you what's going on with the models, and you just plan accordingly. This is not rocket science, but at the same time, it's I don't control the weather. I just try to forecast what it's going to try to do. I went and watched the movie Pressure over the weekend. It's about the meteorologist's role in the D-Day invasion. Brandon Fraser was playing Eisenhower. I thought it was a great movie. Very well done. Good acting. Really kind of shows the kind of the emergence of modern meteorology compared to what they used to do. It's and the clashes of the styles. I thought it was a very good movie. If you get a chance, check that out. I did a movie review here on YouTube. You can check that out too. Although I had to learn very quickly. Oh, you can't show clips. You got to show the trailer, because if you use a clip in a movie review, YouTube will ban it. It'll be copyrighted. You can't show it. So you can only show the trailer. So I'm like, okay, I got you. I wasn't trying to make money off it. I just wanted to share my review of the movie. Yeah, people get goobers. People get. I just that I will tell you one thing I did learn from Glenn Burns mentioned to me. I've known Glenn for a lot of years. Is he said, make sure that you go ahead and hey, Debbie Kirk just came on board as a Jim Cantori level. Thank you there, Debbie. Thank you for coming on board here. He said if you get these kind of nasty people on your page, do yourself a favor and block them immediately. Don't let them fester there and cause a lot of problems. Because if you're going to do that, if you can let too many people get on there that cause problems, then when you got to police it later, it becomes a real pain. So, and of course, he's got a very big Facebook following, about 400,000. I've got coming up on 100,000, and so I've kind of followed that advice. All right, so we're getting some pretty good rains here coming up to Chickamauga right now, and so pretty good there going on by. And Billy, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if Rome's going to get any severe on this. I really don't. At least the heaviest stuff's here to the west. I mean, unless this stuff starts to fire up differently, I think y'all's a risk for severe weather in Rome looks pretty low to me right now. Not again, a lot of this is over in Alabama, and but at the same time, I relay what the official forecast stuff are. So like when I relay something like this showing the severe weather outlook for the day, this is me doing my job. Okay. This is the Storm Prediction Center. They put out this guidance, and that's what it is, guidance showing where they expect potential severe weather to be. And it's my job to relay and share that stuff with you guys. And I kind of give you my thoughts on that. So, but some folks will just they're full of crap. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm like, well, okay, that's your prerogative. Believe it when you see it, but don't come crying to me when it hits your front door. Getting a couple of special weather statements over here, and this is probably what you're going to see across our area. These special weather statements, which is basically 40-mile-per-hour winds and some heavy rain. That's probably what we're most likely to see across a lot of this green zone, or these types of thunderstorms. Not quite severe, but still a nice little punch to them. I mean, the heavy rains and stuff we had the last couple of days down there at Athens. And, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. They weren't even severe, but they were gully washes. They were dumping a lot of rain. So you can still get some inclement weather, even though they're not quote unquote officially severe. Right there. I got to get that graphic fixed. I have no idea why it's not looping like it's supposed to. Anyway, let's go back over here. Let me get this. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Now, what I'm watching right now, as we watch that boundary come in, we're starting to get the eruption of some of these showers. Not seeing any lightning in there just yet, but some pretty good downpours up there near Chickamauga, getting close, heading in the direction of Dalton. So we'll see how this stuff progresses. Is it just a brief pulse up, or is it going to continue to gather strength and intensity and spread out a little more? So that's I'm observing and watching right now to see if that's going to do anything more productive or not at this point. 200 joules. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what YouTube. I know on Facebook they have the stars, but I'm not familiar with the joules over there on YouTube. I got to read. That's something new they just started, so I got to check that out. Dawsonville doesn't need any more rain. Yeah, you guys got a lot. You sure did. Just the other day, quite a bit of rain fell up that way. Um, that rain fell just over in the Dawson area, down there, Dahlonega, Cleveland, got a lot of heavy rain in there. And then Athens got it yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It was kind of a night event. It was kind of Saturday night, Sunday night event. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not a good planner there, Engineer 210. I couldn't tell you how that works out with the gardening stuff. I tell you, we just did our planning outside our own yard. We're way late planning our annuals this year. Oh, we're very, very late. We have these sun patients and we plant every year because they look so beautiful. And by the time we get to the fall months, we were real late putting them in. Billy Martin on 310. Well, again, it all depends on where you're at across North Georgia. As far as right now, there's no official watch up across North Georgia. Again, what you're seeing is what the Weather Service put out as far as severe weather. We got a new warning here. Let me go back over to that. So here's the new warning. This is for southern Marshall County, southwestern DeKalb, and Coleman County. It goes till 2:15, and this is moving southeast at 25. So we're getting some pretty good stuff there. You can see everything's clustered right here with this line, though. So, but whenever the Storm Prediction Center puts out a general drawing, it does include North Georgia. It was real debatable when they went to that marginal to severe criteria. I was kind of borderline on whether that was a good idea to do or not. I'll be honest with you, because slight is more okay. There, marginal is more like your special weather statement, but you could get an isolated severe in there. It's one of those borderline type things that makes forecasting, interesting. I wish I could remember the quote in the movie Pressure when the Eisenhower kept asking him, "Are you absolutely sure? Are you absolutely sure?" And I can't remember what the guy's response was, but I loved it, absolutely loved it. And I'm gonna have to watch that movie again, just so I can have that quote ready because I thought it was very true for meteorology. So, all right, not getting lightning up there yet. That's good to see. Let's check out the Chattanooga camera here again. They're at 80 degrees there, and kind of cloudy, kind of humid there. And dew point 76. Yuck. That is a very humid air mass there. And we got this camera here in northeast Alabama here. As these storms get closer, we'll have a pretty good view of these storms from this camera here. And the skies are getting dark on the horizon. You can see that. But sunny skies. Yeah, that definitely adds to the instability there. I was kind of surprised they put all this over here. They must be expecting some additional stuff to form here later this afternoon. But haven't seen a whole lot of activity over here toward Mississippi and Tennessee just yet. Now, what's interesting about Radar Omega, which is the software I'm using right here, they're actually based here in Georgia. They're actually over near Dawsonville. And boy, those guys won't give me the time of day. I try to reach out to those guys to see if they would like to partner up or do something together. And they're like, nope. I guess unless I'm a big national brand like Ryan Hall or Max Velocity, they don't care for someone like me. Yeah, watching this stuff up here. This doesn't look bad right now. No lightning up in this area. Let's go look at the satellite picture again. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute here. Let's see how this is updating. You can clearly see where the most intense lightning is. I mean, it's back over here. But get a little bit of activity here, but not a lot. Yeah, kind of humid in Chattanooga. Yeah, dew point 74. That's air you can wear territory, my friend. But you see the satellite picture here, and what's interesting is that look at sunshine's trying to increase through here, and that'll add to the instability there. Again, storms coming in. A lot of the times it's happened here in the spring is that we were getting these storms that were coming in at night or early morning when we didn't have max heating. And that's a big factor because thunderstorms like to feed off the daytime heating because it's easier to lift the column of air. It's a fuel source. It's energy. We call it CAPE in the weather world. It's kind of like gasoline for storms. So when we get this stuff to fire up during prime heating like we're going right now, the instability of the heat does help these storms develop. All right. So what's different about this is that we're dealing about a cluster of storms that are following basically a trough axis there that's kind of riding along, kind of like a bowling ball down an alley a little bit. So kind of monitoring these temperatures. There's 85, 79, 77, 81 down, 82 in Gainesville now, and 81 down in Lawrenceville. So it's warm here. 81 over in Villa Rica. And thank you for that new subscriber. I do appreciate that. Again, we appreciate all our new subscribers here on the channel. And again, our motto here is real simple, guys. If you haven't picked up on this, okay, I do not like playing the hyperactive game. There's enough of that out there in the social media world. All right, so I like to keep it to you steady, give it to you form. I know this weather anxiety has become a big problem over in recent years, and I think social media is definitely adding to that. So I'm going to try to do my due diligence and duty to not scare the crap out of you guys whenever we have weather events. This is just a borderline event that we're kind of watching and kind of seeing what's going on with this. But my goal here is real simple. I say this to keep you informed, to keep prepared, and not scared. That's the main motto of this channel. So as we get ready to go into hurricane season, especially, you're going to constantly see these guys. They're going to post these like, here's a hurricane making landfall in next week, 7-10 days away or something like that. And that's the kind of crap we just don't need. Okay. So I try to keep it even keel here and answer questions and give folks the information so you can make informed decisions and be ready to go should we have any bad weather. We've been kind of on I'll be honest with you, a bit of a lull when it comes to bad weather here across North Georgia. We've been kind of lucky here for the most part. But you never know. It always takes that one time, that one time, and you want to be ready to go. Believe me, if I see something that's going to be something to be really concerned about, you're going to know it. You're going to know by my tone. You're going to know by what I'm saying. You're going to know by my actions. Okay. So I don't like playing that game out there. TV stations do that to some degree. The stations here in Atlanta, for the most part, I think don't really. They don't go over the top as some places go. But Marion County. What was that new warning? Oh, it was just an update. Never mind. All right. Now we're starting to get a little lightning here. There we go. I saw a little lightning strike. Here we go. See, watch this cell up here. See that one? Starting to get some lightning in with that. Macon. Macon, you're not exactly in my broadcast area, but I want to say this. Anybody who's watching from outside of there, if you're nearby like Alabama or Tennessee or something like that, you're more than happy to watch this channel. I'm very open. We got a new warning here in South Carolina. See, got this on both sides here. So we got this new one over here. Let's switch radars here. I was watching this one over here. So this is over in South Carolina. This is for southwestern Pickens and northeastern Coney. Goes till 3:30. The storm is moving southeast at 15. It's near Salem over there in the upstate of South Carolina. So there you got a storm there, and then you got storms over in Alabama. So Georgia, we're kind of sandwiched in between right now. And this storm here needs to be watched. This one here, just kind of watching it, and it's moving in some pretty juicy air. needs to be monitored. This one went severe pretty quickly. This one needs to be watched. So this one up here toward Walker County, right there near Catoosa County and Whitfield County, this one needs to be monitored. That one might go severe on us if we don't watch that one. So again, and thank you for the new subscribers. I see we had a couple more folks just chime in there. I don't get alerted on all of them, folks. I never quite figured out why the Streamology doesn't work that way, but it does. It alerts me on a few of them. Fort Polk. Oh man, I've never been to Fort Polk. I did 30 years in the Army, never went to Polk, and I'm very glad. I remember when I was in OBC and they were handing out assignments to lieutenants, and I remember one lieutenant got told he was going to Fort Polk. Everybody went, "Oh," of course that was a long time ago in the 90s. Yeah, this is depth is depth. I'll tell you right now, we're out of our tornado season. We don't have to worry about tornadoes, guys, until we get a landfalling hurricane. We're not really the time of year to get tornadoes. Not saying you can't. You can, obviously. But the risk is really low. So our really next time threat we ever have from a tornado event is going to probably be from a landfalling tropical system. It'll be a tropical storm or hurricane. Nope, did not stand at Fort Stewart, Fort Benning, Fort Knox. I was a reserve officer, but I have 10 years of active duty time. I deployed 5 times, did some active duty time up at Fort Knox for 3 years, took care of wounded warriors up that way, and did a lot of did Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Jordan. I've done the whole Middle East thing. I don't want to ever go back to the Middle East ever again. I spent way too much time over there. But yeah, I did 30 years total, and very grateful to my service. Glad it's over with, and I get to reap the benefits now to be able to do this product for you guys because of the sacrifices that my family made for me to do that service. So to be retired now and have this ability to focus on doing what I love, which is weather, it's a great thing to have. Now, this cell needs to be watched. That cell, let me look at a couple things here. I'm going to switch over here just to, yeah. See? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See that little hail showing up here now near the Center Grove and Noble and Beaumont. So we're getting a little bit of hail there. That one needs to be watched. I think that we might get a severe one on that, at least a special weather statement, if it hasn't done so already. Let me switch over to WeatherWise, see if there's been one issued over there. Nope, not yet. So I was just checking to see if they had one over there. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. All right. So we got a little hailer on that one. This one needs to be watched. So this one could go severe. This was going southeast. So you folks in Calhoun need to keep a watchful eye on this particular cell here as we're getting lightning increasing. Starting to see some hail with that one as well. Probably like, pea-sized type stuff starting to flare up there a little bit. So watch out for that. Looks like this will stay just to the east of the Lafayette area. And I should say south of Dalton, I think. So it is. Thank you. I'm a hippie. Hey, I'm a hippie. Nice to see you. Welcome on board. Again, if you're new here to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and do me a favor, hit that like button if you can. Let me know where you're watching from if you're new to the channel. And as we continue to watch the evolution of the storms here for this afternoon. I was at Polk. Obviously, I'm a signal officer, so I spent a lot of time at Gordon. My dad was actually stationed there. I lived there as a kid too, so yeah, did a lot of Fort Gordon stuff over the years. I do miss it from time to time. I admit that. I do miss it, but very glad I don't have to do any more deployments. I did more than enough. The only thing I regret in my Army career is I got hurt when I was supposed to take my battalion command. I tore my labor in my hip and had to shuffle out of my command, which cost me my full bird. I didn't get my full bird because of it, but it's all right. Cannot complain. Had a good career. Had a buddy of mine. He just retired 2-star general. Hey there, Bonnie Merritt. Bonnie Merritt, welcome on board. Good to see you. Hey, Talking Rock's in the house. Samuel Jackson 4233. Again, this is the kind of stuff I think we're going to see. This. You see, when I say isolated, this is what I'm talking about. You see this? This is isolated. So, where is it going to fall in here? It's one of those things. We're kind of in a nowcast mode, so we just got to see, how things progress here for this afternoon. Let's see if we're going to get any more out there. But that's got some hail in it, some lightning, but not quite severe. And I'm surprised they haven't put a special weather statement on that yet. They have not done so. I was just going over and checking. We got Savannah in the house. Good to see you there, Savannah. Oh, so go back to my point I was mentioned earlier. For you guys that may not be outside of my normal local forecast coverage area, I will say it's okay for you guys to be on board. Absolutely. Especially when we have more significant weather events like a landfalling hurricane or a bigger event like this. You're more than happy to join our coverage. Yes, I'm North Georgia centric, but when we have a bigger weather event that's impacting our area, we're going to cover it. So you're more than happy to be on board here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Waiting to see if we're going to get any more warnings that it takes into the Birmingham area this afternoon. I'm sure James Spann and his crew over there in Alabama is doing their due diligence right now. Is it rough getting up? Oh, yeah, it is. When I get up to go work early, especially on the weekends working I have to get up at 3:00 in the morning. Get out the door by 3:15. It's about a 45 minute drive. I used to stop by the QT near the Fox station, get me a drink, get me something to eat, go in. But what's great about the weather computer there at Fox, which I really like, which is why I want to get one, is that you can look at the data, you can look at the stuff, you can prep a forecast and be ready to go in like 30 minutes. Bam, you're ready to go. Doesn't take a whole lot. You just kind of update things and gotta go. Everything I do for my stuff is all handmade. It's all Adobe After Effects. It is using PowerPoint, layering up some stuff, doing it. It takes time. So I literally spend probably 3 hours a day doing all my weather stuff. And I love to be able to do that in a matter of minutes. I mean, my buddies in other markets that are doing digital meteorology like myself, they roll out of bed, they look at their stuff, and they're going to weather. They're not having to prep a bunch of graphics to go on air and do their stuff. They already have it ready. It's all prepared. It's all ready to go. And we're going to get there. It's only a matter of time. We're going to get there. And, it's going to be this year. We got the weather app out there. Great thing. That's giving us some legitimacy there. And, if we get the right advertising sponsors to come on board here, we will be able to get that capital equipment that I want to get and kind of bring us up to that next level. Because I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be a really nice thing when we got that 24-hour channel going. We're going to start on YouTube. Once that's going, if that's stable and there's effort, we'll go to Roku, we'll go to Samsung, we'll go to Apple. We'll spread out. But for this year, my goal is real simple. Get the YouTube channel streaming up, get the website done, which is being worked on now, and get the weather computer before the end of the year. That's what I'm hoping to do. So small steps. Let's see here, more warnings coming up here, but nothing. Oh, that's up in Missouri. Getting some stuff up here. Oh, look at that one little lone storm by itself. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. They're going to get back here to the west. Not seeing anything over there just yet. We'll stay on that radar. I'll switch to the Peachtree City radar here in just a second. DeKalb, there's updating the warning there. Yeah, tomorrow's just a general thunderstorm threat, and then we don't have anything for day 3. So tomorrow will be spotty as well, I think, for the most part. But nope. So let's go back over here to the hail here. So and this is not unusual. Now check out what this thing has done. You see the hail, it spikes up and then comes down. So the pulsating storm not that big. But look at the difference between that little storm here and this one. Look at that. Look at the halo on this one. Now that is a severe thunderstorm. See the gray in there? And it's kind of rotating around. This one here is when you see it gray out, that means it's kind of pegging out. Okay, so it's probably up to about 1-inch hail or above, potentially getting some quarter-size hail with that particular cell there. So you see some pretty healthy cells. This one, there's one. You see all these little individual cells lining up with some good hailers in here. But this one, just a little flirtation there. So that's why, and as I was telling y'all earlier, I told you this watch was not going to go till 7 o'clock. They've already cutting away some counties because the storms have gone by. Because once the storms go by, they tend to stabilize the atmosphere a bit, and then things begin to improve. So let me go ahead and get this back over to reflectivity mode. So the reason why they did not issue a warning on that was because the hailer was going up and it was coming back down. So, but again, it could pulse back up again. It's you get these little cyclical activity with individual thunderstorms. But we are getting some rains there falling in across Chattanooga. It's dropped to 78 degrees. See the rain there is kind of falling there across Chattanooga. Kind of a dreary day there right now. And you got a little cell over there in South Carolina. But that's about it. Now, we'll see if we get any other more activity popping here. Because, again, we got some decent temperatures. I mean, we got, it's 86 here. It's 82, 82, 83, 81. We got 79 up here. I mean, so 81 down here. So we got some 80s all up in here. It's got some warm air. All right, got a new warning that's just come out. Let's go back over here. Let's get into the Gadsden area. It's a big box. So this is for Blount County and Etowah County. Goes until 2:30 Central Daylight Time. Storm is a long line extending from 8 miles west of Geraldine, 6 miles northwest of Coleman, moving southeast at 40. So again, that's ahead of that line. As it continues to move off to the kind of a southeasterly direction there. But it's plenty warm there. It was also warm there, and it's 90 degrees. Wow, look at that. It's shot to 90 degrees there in Birmingham. Boy, you got some fuel there for sure. 85 here. Yeah, you can see upper 80s. Boy, that's some good fuel for thunderstorms right there. Absolutely. When you get temperatures that warm. But we're not quite that warm here. We did have that wedge that kind of cleared out yesterday, but it's 86 over here and 84, 84, 82. See storms over here. The clouds were a little slow kind of burning off across North Georgia earlier today. That probably helped us just a little bit. A little bit. Again, appreciate it. We're coming up on 2,000 views so far here on our coverage here. We've been on air for about an hour and a half, so that's not too bad. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on our channel. Like to go ahead and hit that subscribe button up there. Get us up to about 12,700. That'd be nice to do that. Go ahead and hit that. And let me know where you're watching from. And we got a new warning up here in Alabama. This is for Walker County, goes till 2:30. Storm is moving southeast at 35. 60-mile-per-hour winds with this one as well. So, again, not a tornadic event with this thing. This is mostly going to be straight line winds, downbursts with some of these storms as they kind of move through Alabama. We've had a couple of power outages. Here's another storm report here. Tree down blocking highway. And you could probably get some scattered trees down. All right. I'll have to go to the bathroom again here in a second. We got Lake Arrowhead near Reinhardt University in the house. Good to see you there, Chris Bone. Good to see you. You're a regular viewer. I recognize your name. And we got Bitsy56 in my backyard watching from Brazelton. Good to see you there, Bitsy. I see a little lightning bolt out there. Yeah. Clearly some sort of boundary right through here, but not overly strong. So this boundary kind of raises right along this line of thunderstorms, kind of a little bit of a gap in here, and then there's another one right there. So I love it when I get somebody commenting on my. This is Alabama, not Georgia. Yeah, I know, but it's close enough. I'm watching. Felicity Moss over on Facebook. It's like, yeah, I know, but it's close enough to watch. These storms up here across Tennessee are looking a little more robust too. So, again, we're getting into max afternoon heating, and we got some sort of disturbance running into some very warm air, and we'll see if we get any additional. We had a warning in South Carolina and over at Georgia, but nothing in Georgia just yet. Linda, oh, your husband did 35, 40 years. Wow, that's a long time. Woof. I didn't quite make that long. I'm glad I got out at 30. If I had gotten my full bird, I would have done 32, but didn't quite get that. So get looks like just to the west of Dalton. I think it's going to come to the south, so it's going to cross Interstate 75 here. See a little bit of lightning with this. So Resica looks like I think this might pass. I think Calhoun again. Calhoun is heading your direction. Might pass just your north. See what the camera here looks like here in Bartow. Yeah, seeing the clouds. Not looking too bad there. Ooh, almost did it again. Almost did it again. Almost closed it out. Didn't do it. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Just stand by. Hold on. I see you got a new warning here. It's getting awfully close. Look at that. Golf ball size hail. Remember that I was just showing you the hail core on that? Golf ball size hail with that one. Damage threat considerable. That's for southeastern Marshall and southwestern DeKalb. Observed golf ball size hail in Grant, Alabama. Ouch. Yeah, we were just looking at that. So we saw it was maxing out. Let's look at the if it still is. Yeah, see, so whenever you see a gray on the film on this chart, that means it's maxed out the color spectrum. So that's some large hail in here. Got a pocket of large hail south of Union Grove. So again, that is a very healthy cell. It's rotating southeastward here. Could get close to the Gaston area. It may pass just to the east there. But that is a very healthy thunderstorm, to say the least. Golf ball size hail, yeah, that'll probably do some problems. That would cause some headaches. So going back to what I was talking to y'all about the studio sponsorship thing, that's probably my next big thing I'm trying to do is to get that studio sponsorship. I was talking with someone today, but I wasn't really willing to go full tilt with that just yet. But eventually we will. Eventually we will. Yeah, Fort Payne getting some stuff. Still, that little cell's kind of holding her own. I mean, it's just kind of holding its own. But if one's going to go severe, that's going to be the one to watch. It's kind of interesting. This little cell over here in Alabama. I want to see if this has got any decent hail with this one. Yeah, it's got less. Yeah, that's not bad. Very tiny little storm, but it's got a little hail core with that. Just had to switch radars there. So I can switch between the different radars there as we go along here. Engineer 210, you're talking about turning in your equipment when you got out. I had a lot of fun with that. Especially when they were pulling up, when they were asking for DCU stuff and stuff deployed from 2003. I'm like, dude, I ain't got that. And then later I did find it. But it's like, you're never going to use DCU stuff. DCU is the camouflage pattern that was used back in 2003, which the Army doesn't use anymore. So it's like, well, what do you care if you get it back or not? Ain't like you'll get any money for it. All right, I'm just watching that sell. It's like you ain't getting that. You ain't getting that stuff. It's kind of funny because I was like, I swore I don't have it. I can't find it. I can't find it. And then I think 3 months after I got out, I found it. But I kept it anyway. I got it upstairs. Chris Bones says the northwest wind is really picking up in Waska. I always say that name wrong. Oh, new warning. That's that big healthy cell. Golf ball size hail. That's that one there again. This is for southeastern Marshall, southwestern DeKalb. Goes till 2:45 Central Daylight Time. Observe golf ball size hail. Southeast wind, southeast at 30. So, yeah, that's that. They're just updated there. So this gets over towards center or not. So, watching the general direction of these storms makes me want, is this going to sneak in here toward Heard County? Or any of the western counties as this continues to kind of a southeasterly drift here? Does it get close enough to get into the far western counties or not? We'll see. We will see. And of course, I'm watching to see what happens. Watching that storm, it may not go severe. It may just be this little downpour there, but it looks like it's going to keep going right down 75. Still watching that storm over there. I don't think Rome gets anything. I think you see there's a gap in here. Look at the gap between this storm. Unless this starts to fill in here, I don't think Rome gets anything. This is passing this way. This is passing anything. So unless we get something to fill in there, I don't think Rome gets anything. Unless it starts to erupt, which I'm not seeing right now. Somerville's looking good. Actually, I think you're going to be fine, Somerville. Again, unless something starts to erupt here real soon between this cell here and this severe cell here. But, I mean, we're talking tens of miles, guys. I mean, this is very, very close. Talk about forecasting challenges. Jeez. That's a good looking cell there. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on North Georgia Majestic Weather. If you haven't given us a subscribe, please do so. Help the algorithm out. Give us a like if you can. I've not been watching the like count, unfortunately. I've been a little busy, but go ahead and hit that button if you can. And we're averaging about 6 minutes per viewer. So again, that's how the algorithm works. You got to keep that beast fed. So please help us out there, please. Well, that's a nasty cell, boy. Just kind of watching closely. Just want to make sure that doesn't do anything unexpected there. I don't think it will. One that the model was showing here was all the activity over here wasn't dumping barely any rain all across northwest Georgia here. And so far, the model's done pretty well with it from what I saw on the 12Z run. New warning over here in Alabama. This is for southern Fayette and southern Lamar. Goes to 245. Storm is located along the line extended from near Kansas to near Caledonia, moving southeast at 15. Get some more storms over there, but nothing across North Georgia. I'm gonna go back to the satellite picture. I always like to check out the satellite. I observe here again to monitor the lightning. The lightning clusters makes a big deal. Obviously, you see that one little cell we've been watching there. Here's that severe one over here. Everything else is back over across Alabama, obviously. So nothing developing across North Georgia that I can see. So Dahlonega skies are looking up there. When I'm looking at the sky conditions, one thing I'm looking for is I'm looking to see if there's any kind of vertical lift, and all the clouds look pretty flat to me right there. So so that's, and this one camera here in Dahlonega, this is the type of camera I'm hoping to add to the network. This is the company that I'm hoping to get additional cameras from. So we can get some more out there to anybody that's wanting to purchase them and make them part of their channel. Got a lot of alerts, but some of this stuff I see Missouri. Nothing in the area here. Let me go back to the main radar here. Oops, sorry. Back here. Catoosa. Yeah, Catoosa, I think you guys are good. That storm's gone to your south. I think you're out of this. You're good. Well, I don't see anything upstream that's going to fire. Once this main line goes by, I think you're done. So Catoosa, you guys are looking pretty good. You're done. That storm's to your south. Got a warning down in Mississippi. So that's over near Columbus. That is for northeastern Lowndes County in northern Mississippi. Goes to 245. Storms moving south at 15. So one thing I'm noticing here is that the storms on the west end of this line are moving slower than the ones on the northeast. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. Moving a little bit faster than on this side. So this is a little bit slower over here, a little faster over here on the Alabama side. Let's look at the camera here now. I'm sure the skies are getting pretty dark here. If it'll load. Let's see if it'll load. Not loading. I hate when it does that. Internet traffic. Ugh. Only one viewer out there. Well, we'll keep checking back. It was coming up earlier. Now, one thing I will say this much, folks. There's a few other weather. I'm the only broadcast weather channel out here across North Georgia. There's another channel, but I live here. I don't do it from another state. I don't do it from somewhere else. I'm part of this community. It's good to go out and about. I've kind of adopted the hat here because people can identify me. Oh, I recognize that. That's the weather guy. Kind of like James Spann, who's got the red suspenders over in Alabama. The chief guy over in Birmingham. Me, it's the hat. So people identify me with the hat. And they know who I am. Like, oh, hey, the weather guy. So, but I've had other channels try to copy what I'm doing, and that's okay. I don't care. But I wish I was a little younger. I wish I was like 10 years younger when I started this. I'm 55 years old, so it's like I feel like I'm coming to the game a little late, but we'll do the best of what we got, right? Still seeing a little lightning in there. That storm near Dalton. Get ready to come across the interstate there. But nothing new developing across North Georgia. That's good. I'm going to switch over to see how this looks on the Georgia red. It's a little bit too far south. I'm going to stay on the North Alabama one. Until it gets a little bit further south, then I'll switch over to the Peachtree City one down here to the south. That's a pretty good cell over there in South Carolina, too. Look at it. It's just like, I got all this. Got nothing over Georgia, and I got this over here. So I'm glad to see that the new force field's holding. But it does demonstrate one thing: why this really kind of demonstrates why on the weather-wise they put this out. That's why that marginal goes into South Carolina and North Georgia because of what you're saying. You see the one warning over there in South Carolina over here, and of course we got all the action that's over here. So you have to account for that. So that's why the marginal risk is there. Oops. And again, gotta get that fixed. Checking the SPC here. All right. Here we go. All right, let's see here. It's going a little bit closer. Getting a little bit of stuff here firing. I got a couple of shower there just to your west there, Rome. Got a little shower there popping. I don't know why that camera won't come up. It's just timing out. Not checking. All right. I got a little cell. So coming into Calhoun here soon. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you guys are going to love the weather Wednesday and Thursday. The low humidity, the blue skies, the comfortable lows in the morning. It's going to be so refreshing. You guys are going to love the forecast here. Enjoy it because that might be the last time we see that for the summer. Obviously, summers, the meteorological summer starts today. So that goes for June, July, and August. So, and we're only 91 days from the start of meteorological fall. I have to go get me a new drink here in a second. Dry the old vocal cords out. I will say this. One advantage you have when you have more than one person that can do this, and oh, by the way, I do have plans for that. If I get this channel built the way I want it to go, then I will bring on additional help. One thing about technology is I can bring on a meteorologist from somewhere else and bring him into this coverage from anywhere. So I can bring on additional help, pay them, as a freelancer or that kind of thing, like a lot of these other channels do. So I do plan on hoping to do that. But when it comes to this kind of coverage, like in TV, you've usually got at least one of the meteorologists there. So you're kind of tag teaming, you're taking turns when you're doing any kind of severe weather coverage. And this is kind of coverage that TV wouldn't, other than maybe Alabama's probably doing a lot of, like the Birmingham stations and all these warnings. Yeah, they're on live right now, wall-to-wall coverage for all this because that's just a lot of warnings out there. But obviously, none of the Atlanta TV stations will be doing anything like this because there's nothing out there to cover right now. But for me, because I consider it to be close enough to warrant some interest, I went ahead and decided to do some coverage. Yep. Go back here. We'll check the bill out again. Yeah, showing a little bit there. It's again nothing major. So that one looked like it was going to get close to going severe. I was like, oh, that's showing some indications. It was pulsing up, and it came back down again. I tell you, this looks like a pretty good hailer over here. Over here in South Carolina, that one looked pretty healthy. Let me see what that one looks like. Yeah, still pretty good hailer on that one. Not too bad. East Tennessee, everything up there just kind of cloudy. Didn't get a whole lot there. I'm sure my buddy up there in Mike up there in East Tennessee weather's watching this, but I doubt he's doing any kind of severe weather coverage. Not for that. Oh, I was just so grateful we didn't get this. I mean, look how close this is. I mean, this was close. It was close, but no cigar. But if this had been a little bit further to the right by maybe 100 miles, it would have been a different ball game. We would have had a lot more. Probably had severe weather coming into these northwest Georgia counties for sure, coming down to Atlanta. But Birmingham looks like they're going to take a hit. Ref City, Anniston, and we'll see if it gets close to. I don't think it'll get into Carrollton. Let's get the. I mean, look, you got this nice little gap in here. Evan, I'm not familiar with Evan Freiberger. Where is he at? Not familiar with him. Yeah, I don't know all of the big out there. I know the two big ones. I was trying to do a national channel. At least I tried. Before I kind of knew the stuff out there. And one thing I learned very quickly is that whenever the big channels like the Ryan Halls and the Max Velocities of the world are on, you will never get an audience. I can never grow an audience over on YouTube doing a national one. I've added more YouTube subscribers to this channel when I went local starting in January when I had nothing, and we've gotten over 12,000, coming up on 13. So I found my market. It is for North Georgia, and I'm very grateful for it. So I like to try to keep it going and keep it going. And if we can get above 25,000, which is the ultimate goal here, to help pay for some of the stuff that we're advertising, I'm all for it. But Carly Ann would be nice. Ryan Hall a while back, yeah. Ryan, I tell you, I think he finally got his credentials. I think he finished up school so he can call himself a digital meteorologist because he hadn't finished schooling. I think he finally did that. I know him and Max Velocity have been kind of in a bit of a pissing match back and forth on each other right now. Met him one time at a weather conference, and I'm just going to keep my personal comments to myself. I don't want to get in trouble. So let's just say to each his own. How about that? There we go. To each his own. We'll just leave it at that. But I'm very grateful for the audience that we have here across North Georgia. I'm grateful for new subscribers who just came on there. Another one who just came on there. Thank you very much. And again, I really hope to build something special here if God's willing to make it happen. It's all going to be on our subscriber base, Facebook growth. We're getting Facebook will probably finish. My 1 year anniversary on Facebook will be June 5th. We'll probably be about 90,000 there, which is about 10,000 short from what I was originally trying to get. I was trying to get 100,000 in 1 year. The fact that we haven't had a whole lot of active weather in the last year, I think we did pretty good. We got 90% there. And YouTube was a surprise. It really was. I wasn't expecting YouTube to come on like it has. New warning here coming into the Birmingham metro area near now. This is coming for northern Jefferson County, southeastern St. Clair County, goes till 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Storm is located along the line from 7 miles west of Jasper to near Aurora, moving southeast at 25. Of course, that's Jasper, Alabama, not Jasper, Georgia. Mitch West Weather, I've actually talked with him before. Yeah, I've chatted with him briefly in the past. Yeah, but I've definitely decided to stay on the local side. I actually discovered this by accident. I'll be honest with you. My buddy Chris Smith, who's a meteorologist down in Florida, he is the chief for his own digital platform like I've got here, called Panhandle Weather. And to give you an idea of what I'm trying to do here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat for you guys. So I want to show y'all. I want to show you guys his channel. I'm going to put the link in here real quick. So what this will do is this will kind of give you an idea of what our channel will look like when I get everything up and running like I want it to. This will give you an idea of what this is going to look like. So I'm going to put his stuff in here. Hey, thank you, Lynn Weather. Thank you for Brick Tamlin coming a new member there. Appreciate that. Yeah, just let you guys know, I don't keep any money that I brought to the channel. I don't. Every last dime, all of it goes to the channel, man. But I just put the link in there to the Panhandle Weather's web streaming live platform. When you see a streaming channel, that's what ours eventually is going to look like. It'll have camera network. It's through a professional weather platform that plays that. I've got the connect. I've got the people and everybody in line to make this happen when we're ready to go. It's just a question of making sure where I've got to get more active is going out there and getting the advertisers. That's the big thing. I got the numbers. The numbers are more than there. Compared to my peers in other markets, I've got the numbers. It's just a question of taking the time to get those, that car dealership, that big Central Heating and Air, that big company to come on board and say, yeah, we're going to be your station sponsor, and here's your money. Here's a big check. Now go get your stuff. And so that's where we're at right now. Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's what our channel will look like. We'll have something similar, and we will get that going here. Hopefully before the end of the year. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm working on a version of my own version of that now. I don't like a couple because I don't have the player yet per se with the weather computer, and I'm doing this kind of ad hoc way. To use that streaming service, it doesn't have certain capabilities that I'd like to have to be able to bring in like a radar or satellite picture or something like that. It's not capable, so I'm working with these guys to see if we can come up with a solution so I can get around that a little bit. Well, thank you there, Kevin Moore, Monroe. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Again, anybody's welcome on this channel. Obviously, I'm North Georgia centric, but anybody is welcome here. Absolutely. I got a message from a couple of guys who followed me on my old Weather Nerds channel, and it was like, Rita was one of my main followers of it. It's like Rita, I just couldn't divert the attention to that channel anymore for, 50, 60, 70 views a day. That's all I was getting. I could do a regular posting or a forecast posting on this one and get thousands of views even when there's no weather going on. So I'm more prone to do that than to just do stuff that's only going to get 60 dang on views. Part of the problem I learned, this is why when I tell you guys, if you're new to the channel, to subscribe, to make sure you hit that notification bell. I didn't realize how critical that was. You got to hit that. I mean, hitting the subscribe button doesn't mean anything unless you hit that notification bell, because YouTube don't let you know jack without it. You got to have the notification bell. So kind of learn that. Cloud tops. Oh, well, we could take a look. I could do a 3D on that one. Let's see. Well, assuming, oh no, it's down. Ooh, the 3D volume is down. Oh, hold on. Maybe it's not. Let's check and see. Okay, there it is. Okay, we do have a 3D here. Let's see what the cloud tops are on this sucker. Let's zoom in a little closer. Looks like, if I had to eyeball that, I'd say about 40,000. Kind of eyeballing this a little bit. So I'm looking at the scan here. So there's 34,052. I don't think it's quite that. I'd say about 40, 45,000 feet. Looking at that a little bit. So that's a 3D representation right there. As I'm kind of going on that line right there as it's drifting south. So yeah, I'd say probably at best 40,000. I don't think it's up to 50. And thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got to figure out what these jewels are, man. I got to go with YouTube. I got to look that up. I see people said 67 jewels. I'm not even sure what those jewels are, but thank you. Hey, Jay Holloway just joined us. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you coming on board and being a new subscriber here on the channel. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm all for steady growth, man. I mean the live opportunities, like I know when if we have a landfalling tropical system that's coming our direction, we get heavy rains or any kind of tornado threat, I know that's when we're going to get some really stellar growth. It's those bigger events where you get those, like the winter event. We got a lot of our followers off the winter events we had back in January. But it's always going to, but I'm also very appreciative of the day-to-day growth. I'm okay, I'm okay with picking up 15, 20 a day and be happy with that.
So looks like that cell up there in North Georgia is falling apart. At least that one does not look like it's showing much there. It's just it's this one's not looking all that impressive. Remember, we were tracking some hail with this earlier, and it's kind of falling apart here a little bit. So still some lightning up there. So that's still coming down. But that's a nasty cell over in South Carolina. I can't believe that radar is picking up that far, that well from that distance. That's a nasty looking cell there. But boy, we got nothing. That's amazing. You see this lone severe thunderstorm here in South Carolina, all this over in Alabama, and nothing across North Georgia. So the rapid model did a very good job on this so far. It was just, the only thing that made me nervous was because it was just so close to these western counties, just so close. I mean, we get into the heart of summertime with some of the heights and some of these clouds, so you can easily punch 60,000 feet easy. And of course, the bigger the updraft, the more possibility for like big hail and stuff like that. But yeah, those summertime storms can really pop 50,000 easy. But we really didn't get we fell into a weather pattern here going into the spring where everything was out in the plains. Plains got nailed this severe weather season, but we got nothing in the southeast. We were ridged and we didn't get anything here. We had a couple of minor events and that was about it. Got a new warning over here in Alabama. That's for northern Tuscaloosa and Pickens County, goes till 3:15. And storm's moving south at 30. All right. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm going to stay on here I'm going to stay on until about 4, I'm thinking. As this boundaries, because right now is what I'm showing you. This right here, you guys behind here, you're done. You're done. All right. I think you're done. But as this thing progresses, as we're getting toward the 4 o'clock hour, and that's kind of like your max heating. If I don't see anything new starting to develop, I think we're gonna be okay. But I'm gonna stay here just for a little bit longer and see if we get anything more to develop here. Because when air is juicy, we definitely got that. I mean, it's pretty warm out there. I mean, it's 81 in Calhoun right now. Got some rain to your north. Not as warm as Birmingham. Birmingham's at 90. Wow. It's definitely hotter over in Alabama. Air is juicier over there. More fuel for the fire over there. But, I mean, you got these storms here. You got all these storms over here. And then there's nothing up here for Georgia, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, right? Yeah, Rome's looking pretty good. I mean, once this goes by there, I think you're done. There's a new warning over here in South Carolina, coming into North Georgia, coming across the river there. So here we go, North Georgia, up near Lake Hartwell. Okay, all right. So you got to watch this other one here. So northern Hart County and northeastern Georgia and west central Anderson County and upstate South Carolina and Oconee County, upstate South Carolina, goes till 4:15. The storm was located near Seneca, moving south at 15. So we got a little warning here coming up near the Hartwell area. Definitely don't want to be out on the lake there. So we got one little warning coming into northeast Georgia. Nothing here on the west side. Again, that does fall right in the zone. So you kind of see there's those 2 warnings there coming across the county in that marginal zone. This was for that line. And again, we're talking tens of miles here. You got to have a little bit of pad here. So I'm not fussing at the Storm Prediction Center. No. We're not doing that. See the lightning data here. Yeah, that's a pretty good cluster of lightning here. See that turning red. But we're not getting. Thought we were going to get something here. Then that kind of piddle. Look how that one looped. It looked like it was pulsing up, and then it pulls back down. Got some good, healthy storms here in Alabama. Billy, you're not going to get no severe weather in Rome. I'm sorry, brother. You ain't getting it. Nothing going to hit you in Rome. You got to worry about Rome. You're good to go there. Not unless something very unexpected pops out of the blue. Because once this thing passes by you and it's just coming into Floyd County now, that's going to be it. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. That is Sand Mansfield. Thank you, Sand. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think you're getting anything severe there, and Rum, you're good. You might get a little rain. That's definitely in the cards there, but nothing severe. This severe stuff staying to y'all's west, and I'm not seeing anything here that's developing that indications to me that we're going to get anything in here that's going to come into Rome. South Georgia, probably not that much. I think y'all get on the action tomorrow. As that front's going to settle to the south, you'll probably get some more stuff down there. So when you look at the outlook here, I mean, this is kind of the whole southeast. This is your day one outlook here for today. You look at day two, then South Georgia gets under the marginal down there for South Georgia. So that'll be for tomorrow. Then day three, we got nothing. We're good. We're going to have that nice, great air mass over us here. So for you South Georgia folks, that's going to be for tomorrow. Go back here to I got to get that fixed. I have another thing. It's supposed to rotate the different severe weather stuff. It's been offline. I think it's because they changed the address of the rotating for the outlooks and stuff. So I got to get that fixed. I got to get my one technical guy to help me out in that department and get that fixed. But we got 16 active severe thunderstorm warnings out across the country right now. And you see the watch, they did add the watch boxes back here toward Missouri and Arkansas. This is for later today. Nothing showing a whole bunch, but you see this little line kind of goes back up this way. So this will start to erupt a little bit later. This watch goes until 9 o'clock. So this stuff will be erupting a little bit later today. Keep an eye. I'll keep watchful on the other cell there on the other side, getting ready to come into Hartwell. That's a nice little storm. Nice little storm on that one. Yeah, we're coming up on 2,600 views here, and we've been going just a little over 2 hours. So averaging about 6 minutes and 46 seconds per viewer. So you guys doing good. Keep hitting that like button if you can, and keep subscribing as we're getting very close to 12,700. I'm always about the round numbers. If you haven't watched this before, I'm kind of a round number type of guy. So if we get up to 700, I'll be very grateful for that. So thank you very much, guys. And then I probably will still post my regular forecast after we're done doing it. I've already got it ready to go. I just haven't recorded it yet. So I will record my regular forecast up here a little bit later this afternoon. A little bit. Normally I posted it by now, but I'm going to do that a little bit later on Facebook and on YouTube. It'll be here on YouTube too. But you can see, look at all these. These are all wind reports up here. See all these little damage reports up here? That's mostly tree damage right now. Let's take a look at see how the power outages are doing. I have not looked at that. Let's take a look at that. Oops, sorry. Let's look at the data here. Power outages. States. All right. Yep, we got some there in Alabama. That's for sure. Alabama's got 33,500 without power right now. That's 1% of the grid. It's down right now. Georgia, we got about 1,700 without power. So I'm not sure that's from whatever. That's not from any of these storms. It could be just sporadic outages. But pretty good number there in Alabama. 33,500 without power right now. Turn that back off. Always love that about that app. They're putting out the new watches over in Arkansas. Birmingham's going to get a direct hit. They're going to get a really good hit, and right before rush hour too, which is not good. You guys know how it is in Metro Atlanta, but not getting anything over here. Hartwell might need to watch that cell over there. I see a damage report from that cell. Let's see what that's showing here. Tree down on a home. Oh, I hate that. I always hate that. Don't want to have a tree down on a home. That might be one of our new sponsors, a tree group out of Tree Max out of Gainesville. They may be one of our forecast sponsors. Talking with that gentleman today. There's another wind report here. Multiple trees down on Burgett Road. So we're getting some trees down with some of these storms. Fortunately, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, nothing. Kind of quiet right now. Let's be nice to Alabama. Walker, Alabama. Let me take a look here at the SPC here. Nope, nothing there new. Nope. Everything stays to the west. Yeah, that's why they painted out. I read the discussion this morning. The reason why they had the marginal overs was because of something like this that you see popped up over here in South Carolina. Let's go. I'm checking these temperatures out here a little bit. Yeah, it's 80 in up near Canton right now. 79 there in Cartersville. Where is that at? Oh, that's Missouri. Updating Missouri. I get an alert tone that alerts me whenever there's a new warning being issued. So I just kind of double check. It's usually a little bit ahead of the scroll you have down below. So a little bit of difference there. Got a nice little downpour. Looks like getting close to coming into here at Daresville here. Let's take a look at the Daresville camera. There we go. Yeah, the sky's getting a little cloudier. There was some sunshine there earlier, but not there. You guys are funny out there on YouTube, I tell you. I'm just glad we're not getting this stuff right here. Seeing all these damn wind reports and trees down on houses. I don't like that at all. Switch over to the Birmingham radar here. This is so close. Yeah, that's getting ready to go through right through downtown Birmingham. Gatsby getting a pretty good hit here. See I'm going over to the hail again. And that's still a pretty good hailer there. Whew, look at that. Hailer. The hailer, you say? See what the hailers are. It's like a plain old regular rain just starting to come up here across northwest Georgia, which is not a bad thing, I guess. That's not unusual to see behind a cluster of storms like this. You'll get a rain field that'll form behind them. That happens pretty regularly. That's not that unusual to see. But Gadsden getting hit pretty good right now. None of the western stuff panned out. So yeah, the rapid refresh forecast system model did very good with this one from what I'm seeing so far. Very, very good so far. And that's my prefer. I'm getting to really appreciate it. It's a short-term model. It goes out about 48 hours. It is an hourly as well on the big ones. It does a pretty decent job. I'm beginning to like it a little more than the high resolution model. So the fact what I'm seeing here compared to what I saw this morning, it's lining up pretty decently. So not bad. You want to pay attention to how the models are trending, especially when you're trying to look at your forecasts and stuff. But looks like we're going to get a bit of a break here for a little while, at least as far as active weather is concerned. So June's going to start off a little slow, it looks like, from a weather standpoint. And I don't really expect the heat to really kick back in here until probably early next week. And then we'll see what happens later. and I'll need to start posting stuff about the Saharan dust, because I saw a model forecast on that, and it was coming into the southeast. I was like, oh boy, that looks like fun to watch that. So you got that one little shower there to your north there, Rome. Might get a little rain there coming your way, but again, nothing severe. Absolutely nothing showing up there for you guys. I'm getting some rains up here near Ranghold and Dalton. This is probably just very light stuff, not overly heavy. Let me see if it's showing. It's showing up behind it too. It's a general light rain. That is a nasty cell over there. Whew. I got to watch this one over here for sure. All right, they just extended the watch. Let's see here. They just added some counties into east central Alabama. So they just added Tugwa, Bibb, Chambers, Chilton, Coosa, Dallas, Elmore, Greene, Hale, Lowndes, Macon, Montgomery. So they've come further south. They're getting ready to add some more counties here. That'll update here in just a second. They just added some more counties down this way. Yep, right down toward Lee County. So these counties right here just got added. They're just getting ready to fill those in. So these, again, watching that cell coming southward. I'm not sure that's going to get into Columbus or not, but they just added these other counties here, which is something that, the weather, that's something that's kind of fairly new. Back in the day, whenever they would do these watches that would come out from the Storm Prediction Center, they would be the ones that, there it is, they just filled it in. There it goes. Just see, I just told you. Boom, there it goes. It would be the Storm Prediction Center guys that would put that out. Now they allow the individual weather service offices to go in there and to add, if they have to, for an existing watch, which is something I think is a smart idea. So they just added a bunch of middle Alabama into that. But notice nothing in Georgia. Nothing in Georgia. That's good. But East Central Alabama, probably get some stuff here going into the evening hours here tonight. Again, I'm watching this cell getting closer and closer. It's so weird. On the Greenville radar, it don't look that bad, but from the Peachtree City radar, it looks really bad. I mean, look at that purple in there. It's like I see a couple of damage reports here. Tree down on road. Yeah, but from the radar that's furthest away, it's showing it must have some decent cloud tops on that thing. But from this radar, not that impressive. One that was closer to it. Yeah, he's even picking up hail from that distance. Whew, that's good. There's that hail near Gadsden. This is the Peachtree City radar. This is the one near Atlanta. All right, so basically, I'm just kind of eyeballing this, kind of following this trajectory of this line. If you're back up here, you're okay. You're behind that, you're nothing there. So, but as that boundary continues to push further into Georgia, again, we got some very warm air out of it. It's still possible, and that's why that they're out there, that we could still get something to develop out ahead of that line moving in. Now, look at the size of that point. Good Lord, that's a big one. Wow, that is a big box. I mean, that's Walker, Talladega, Blunt, Calhoun, Shelby, Etowah, Jefferson, St. Clair, all till 3:45 Central Daylight Time. Storm's moving southeast at 40, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail. So as this line, or this boundary, let's just call it a boundary, pushes into that warmer air, it's still possible we could still get maybe a storm or two to pop up in here. That's why this Storm Prediction Center had the marginal paint in there. You've seen the storms over here in South Carolina. It's still possible. I think it's very less likely. It's like I was forecasting either isolated or scattered shower storm today. That's what I would expect. So nothing widespread. So that means a lot of folks will miss out. But it's still possible we could see something in there. But yeah, that's a big. It's one of the bigger warning boxes I've seen. And they do that when there's storms that are moving at a pretty good clip. And look at all these. Look at all the damage. Look, see all these black boxes in here. Look at all the wind reports in here. We got wind damage reports all over the place. So that storm, that cluster of storms, got a nice history of producing some wind problems with it as it's moving off toward the south and east at about 40 miles per hour. So that does mean business. There it is from the Birmingham radar there. I was going almost across the entire state, from Gadsden all the way back over to Columbus, Mississippi. So, and they're you notice as these storms are sipping south, they're clipping more and more of these counties away across northern Alabama. So, going back here, yeah, I would say, basically anywhere if you're out ahead of this area here, we got to watch. But if you're behind Northwest Georgia, you're clear. You're fine. Dalton, for example, Dalton, Somerville, Rome, you're almost out of it. Chatsworth, Lafayette, Trenton, you guys are done. All right, that boundary's gone to your south, so you got to worry about it. But folks out ahead of this got to watch and see if anything pops, materializes with the stuff. Probably not likely. Okay, I'm looking at got some sunshine here, but we still got some stratocumulus clouds in there. I still think we got a degree of stable air that's still left over, and that's very common. We just had a wedge yesterday. So what sometimes happens is you'll get a little bit of that wedge that gets broke off and kind of residual in the mid-levels of the atmosphere across North Georgia. That's stable. It's a stable air mass. So when the showers and storms try to fire, it's not quite allowing it to go up. So it's stabilized. All right. So I'm speculating a little bit, but but judging on what I'm seeing with the cloud cover, and definitely it's a lot warmer in Alabama. We saw like 90-degree temperature over here in Birmingham. It's warmer over there. There's more juice over there, and I think we're just a little bit of a residual stable element of the wedge we had yesterday across North Georgia that's allowing us not to pop anything. It happens a lot. It really does. I mean, how many times have we seen a race of thunderstorms coming out of Alabama run into a wedge in northeast Georgia and they just fall apart? I've seen it a lot of times. Yeah, we got yeah, that's what we got going. Oop, let me go back over to all right. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. Only got to get 5 more, man. 5 more, and we're to 12,700. All right. Getting close. So getting some rains getting near Berry College, looks like. It's kind of drifting southward. Might clip Rome. Adairsville might get a little wet. But not seeing a whole lot here. Got a nice little, so you get a little lightning and thunder with some of the stuff back behind this system, which is pretty common when you get a cluster of storms to move on through, as I mentioned earlier. But I think we're going to be okay. Of course, what's going to happen is I'm going to sign off, and then something's going to pop. Wouldn't shock me. But I honestly, I don't think we're going to get much out there. I really don't. I'm just not feeling it. Not based off what I'm seeing so far. But watching this cell here that's getting ready to cross into Georgia up near Hartwell. That one right there. All right. Let me give me a drink real quick. I need to keep my vocal cords lubricated. I'll be right back. Got my Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm ready to go. All right. A nice little cell there north of Rome. That's our line. So we'll see if they extend this the cell, if this continues southward down toward the Elberton area. We'll have to see if Hartwell and Elberton get into this as this continues to move south on that cell there. Now, one thing I do keep a watchful eye on is looking at the clouds. So looking at Dahlonega, see the clouds. Brazelton, that's outside my backyard. Seeing if there's any kind of vertical movement of the clouds. I'm not really seeing that. Not too much there. And let me get this other camera going here. I get the Brazelton camera going there. I mean, the Blairsville camera going. But again, you look at Helen's clouds, you look at Brazelton. What you look for is to see if there's any kind of motion or any kind of look where the clouds are billowing upward. I'm just not seeing that so far. A little more promising in Dahlonega looking at those clouds, but nothing too worried about right now. Gotta keep doing that. Ugh. That's what it's stay. Boy, it's man, my dew point. Wow, it is so muggy outside. It is 87 degrees here at my weather station in my backyard. I got a dew point right now of 70. Boy, that's a muggy year, man. It's hard to believe those dew points are going to be in the dang 50s coming up. Lockdown, Meriwether. Nah, you guys will be fine. This stuff's not going. This stuff over here in Alabama is not going to come into Meriwether County. You're not going to have to worry about that. And this stuff's going to head on down here toward Montgomery, Opelika. We'll see how it works out right now. Good cell there. That's the only thing. That cell was looking promising earlier and just fell apart. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please give us a subscribe if you can. Make sure you help us out there. And we're coming up on 3,000 views here in our 2.5 hours of coverage. That's not too bad, especially for an event like this. It's not like it's a major outbreak. Again, I appreciate you guys helping us out. We've added some new subscribers, some new members as well. I do appreciate you guys helping us support the channel. Again, every penny goes back into the channel. I do not spend it on myself. I do not spend it on bills. I do not spend it on dinners. I don't spend it on any of that. Everything stays here. So, needless to say, when I do my taxes next year, and Uncle Sam asked me, how much money have I made? It's going to be goose egg because it's all spent on advertising, weather equipment, and, of course, the big weather purchase, that weather computer, which is going to be my darling when I get it. I'm going to be very excited when I get that thing. It's going to be really, really sweet. And then I got to figure out how to use the Stream Deck properly. I got a nice little Stream Deck here. It's supposed to make it faster to punch up stuff. I haven't figured out how to use it yet. But I'll figure it out eventually. There's a couple of guys in our weather group that are very technical savvy, and I will pay for their services to help me out to make sure that we get some. Boy, that's a nasty cell that moved over Gaston. Woo! That is a nasty look. There's a storm damage report here. Multiple trees down in Gaston. That's a nasty. Look at that. That's a nasty looking cell. I promise. Thank you, Summer. Summer just subscribed. Hey, look at that. Look at the hail on this thing. Wow. This Rainbow City, Gaston. Boy, they're getting pounded there right now. I'm glad we didn't get anything like that across North Georgia. Thank you. But that's close. It wasn't that far away. That is a nasty looking cell. And it's looks like Addison's going to be next in the crosshairs if that continues on its path. Addison, Wadawi, and Roanoke if it stays on that general trajectory. But Addison's next. And getting all these warnings out. That's Colorado. Colorado. Right now, my warning bar on the bottom is still set for national. The problem I've got is I can set it for like just Georgia, but I can't be specific yet on like Georgia, Alabama, that kind of thing, or Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. I can't. I can set it for one or everybody. So that's another reason why I'll be glad when I get my weather computer. I'll have a little more control. But look at all of boy Alabama boy, they really look at all these reports. I mean, just they got that's like 24 wind damage reports all over the place. This has been a very active. I'm just so grateful we didn't get this over North Georgia, man. We could have gotten hit pretty good. Right now, the closest thing we got is a pretty good little shower here. I don't need lightning with this. Pretty good downpour getting close to Rome right now. That's about it. And we got some lighter rains up across northwest Georgia. But otherwise, and then we got this one nasty cell coming out of South Carolina, just getting ready to cross the border into Georgia right now. But nothing out there across the middle. It was so close. Switch over to that. That's a nasty cell. Man, that's nasty. So check out these other sky conditions here. See how flat these clouds are? See them? See how flat they're not. You're not seeing the bubbling motion going upward. That's fair weather clouds. That's another reason why I don't think we're seeing anything is because of that. Same as Spalding County. See it? That's down to the south. But it does illustrate the point that the air is stable over Georgia. Let's check out some of these other cameras here. And you see more clouds, but again, not a lot of vertical motion with them. Cloudy skies over there on the west side. But a little windy. Look at the breeze. Got a decent wind over there. See the camera shaking a little bit. Rodney Miller, you try to take over Tyler the Truth's job? Normally Tyler's on there doing that. He's kind of like my unofficial mascot to tell folks to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's a tail end Charlie there, that little line there. Watching to see if that thing does anything crazy. So far, nothing. But boy, Gaston got hit hard. They got hit really bad. So the rain's there from earlier. Now the camera's back up. Man, I was trying to use that earlier and it was down. Ugh. Let's see a couple of. Let's see what that says here. Tree down on road. That's a nasty one. So this is getting very close to Hartwell for anybody maybe on that side of the state. This is getting. There's Hartwell right here. So this warning may get extended southward here into Hartwell or Elberton potentially. But North Georgia looking pretty good so far. Hey, Rodney, I don't mind. I like doing this. Like I said, haven't had a lot of opportunity to do this this spring. Wish we had a few more to test and work out some things. That would have been nice to do. Birmingham's they're just about ready to hit there. It is 2:42 in the afternoon, and they're about ready to get hammered there in Birmingham. Gaston got hit pretty hard. We get a lot of warnings out there in Colorado right now. But we don't care about Colorado. My brother lives out in Colorado, but that's okay. That is okay. All right, 343. All right, so we're watching the line. I'm extrapolating here a little bit, but it looks like right about it. So all these counties up here in Northwest Georgia, you guys are good. I don't see anything once that goes by, and we'll see if we get anything else out ahead of there. But right now, looking good. Oh, there's another warning there toward Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa getting out of the action here. That's for Tuscaloosa County, and Pickens County goes till 3:45. Yeah, I would say, based off what I've seen so far, I know it was going to be a weather alert day for Alabama, but I think this is a little more robust than what I thought we would get. I knew we would get some wind reports, but I wasn't sure we are going to get that much. A little bit more than what I was expecting. I mean, not a huge difference, but just a little more punch. I think Rome's going to have a nice little downpour here real shortly. Coming into Berry College getting a little downpour. It's going to rain hard for like 5 minutes. Make it feel awfully humid outside, and then it's going to be gone. Oh, you watching that storm there in Hartwell? Okay, yeah, that's a potent little storm. What's interesting is that this is from the Peachtree City radar distance. It looks very potent, but from the Greenville radar, if I switch over here, it doesn't look quite as bad, but it's just now coming across the river here. And I'm waiting to see if they're going to issue, this current warning goes for another 30 minutes. So we'll see if they extend that warning. They probably will. I mean, it's still looking pretty healthy to me. So I'm going to keep it on the Peachtree City radar so I can see both of them. There's a couple of wind damage reports for that one. Yeah, well, Georgia's looking good so far. Other than that little cell there, and got a little downpour near Rome. Once that goes by, looks like some showers trying to pop up here in Forsyth and South Gwinnett. Watch that closely. Again, we're at max heating right now. See a few showers we had up there near Blairsville earlier. So let's look at Clayton. We'll look at the clouds up here. Now it's awfully a lot of clouds up here too. So starting to see a little bit of stuff try to pop there in North Metro Atlanta. So we'll see if that continues a trend. Are we starting to pop? Because if we were stable, if we had that kind of a stable layer there, if it starts to erode, it'll pop. So like shaking up a soda can. I like to give that analogy a little bit. All right. I told the wife I was going to cook chili tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. We'll see. Let me see if I can see the camera in that area here. Oh, that one's down. Try Chick-fil-A here. Nope, that one's definitely down. That's not working. Can't tell. It's a little too bright there. I like to look at cameras, just to look at the clouds, just we'll see what they're doing. Just coming over the state line there. It's coming into Hart County there. There's Hartwell. That's a nasty looking cell. One little lone severe thunderstorm coming into Georgia. Dan Lloyd says getting a little rain there in Flowery Branch. I'm seeing that on the radar. I see a little bit of little sprinkles there. There's one there down 985. That's not too far from me. I'm over here, so might get a little rain near my area. So see if that is just temporary, just blip of showers, or if that's something that's erupting a little more. We'll see. Let that continue to spin. A little shower coming into Rome right now, and a very potent little storm. There's another severe report here. Trees down the intersection of Sitton Shoals and Sitton Road. So, and getting 4 different wind reports for that cell. That's a pretty potent storm there coming into Hartwell. Could come into Eberton too if it continues down that track. So remember what I was telling y'all. Okay, again, I'm following what looks like a line here that looks like it's going this way. It's pushing southward, and what I was waiting to see is if it caused anything to bubble up out ahead of it. And that's what I'm looking for. And I'm seeing a couple of showers here starting to pop in Forsyth and into Southern Hall County. So we'll see. It could be just a few showers, not a big deal, but just something to watch. That cell near Rome is completely falling apart. It's like, hey, if you haven't given us a subscribe yet, please do so. I got to get 4 more over there. If I can get to 12,700, I'd appreciate it. Just go ahead and give me a little push if you can. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know where you're watching from. Give me a thumbs up if you can. And we've held our audience pretty well today. We've been holding probably between 130 and 145 concurrent viewers at a time, and average people have been averaging about 7 minutes. So it's been pretty consistent. Not a huge audience, not obviously for something like this. Now, I promise you, our numbers would be a whole lot higher. If we were getting what Alabama's getting right now, and that was coming up through Georgia, yeah, we probably have, 10 times the audience we got watching right now for sure. But so far, so good. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. Again, I will update y'all's forecast a little bit later after I get done doing the live coverage. Elberton in the house. Hey, Engineer 210. Yeah, you guys watching that cell there upstream. It's coming right down the pike. I don't know if it's going to clip y'all or not. It's going to be close. Might just miss Hartwell. See some on the Lawrence, but nothing else. Nothing's popping. The wedge is strong. I'm looking forward to the next wedge tomorrow, or going into Wednesday morning. I'm really looking forward to. All right. I really need to get one of those tubing companies up in Helen to be like my weekend forecast sponsor. That would be cool to get one of those guys. I just haven't had a chance to go up there and ask. It's like, I'll cut you a forecast. You put it on your Facebook page. I'll run it on here. I got to get more proactive on trying to get additional advertisers, especially since I'm trying to raise money to get what I need, But just got to get more active to do it. Driving from Kennesaw to Houston, weather looks good. Yeah, it should look pretty good. Kennesaw going over to Houston, you should be all right. There's some showers popping up near in Southern Hall County right now. So, not say you may not see a shower or two, but right now this doesn't look like it's popping anything. There it goes. There, I just updated. There you go. I spoke too soon. See, that's what I was waiting for. There you go. Starting to pop a little bit. That's what I was waiting on. You sound like somebody who's done this before. Yeah, I have. All right. So looks like we got something there right on the Hall County Gwinnett line starting to pop here a little bit. And that's very close to me. Very close. So I got a little wind outside. My sky's getting a little gray. That's that top right-hand corner there in Brazelton. So I'm right here. And this is just off to my south. I think it's going to stay to my south. I don't think it's going to get in me unless something upstream starts to pop. But this is going to stay. Looks like Mulberry should get hit down here, probably down near Hamilton Mill there. Just coming through there. It's just over the line. So it's just the east of Buford. So starting to pop a little something there. Got this boundary cut pushing through here. I gotta give that storm credit there. That little storm. And trying to see if we get any kind of lightning to show up in here. It's a nasty cell there. But watch the lightning on this. See, that's kind of trending downwards. So that could be indication that storm that's moving across in Hartwell looks like it's weakening as this is moving south. See the lightning cluster? Not nearly as impressive as over here to the west. So again, a lightning, if lightning's dropping, typically the storm is weakening. Yeah, so right now I think North Georgia is looking pretty good so far. I really think our modeling did really well with this. That is my new model of choice. Hello there, Betty Beggs. Good to see you. A little trick for this camera here. It's still holding its own. It's going right over the lake, though. Hey, it's good to drop some heavy rains in the lake. We're okay with that. Lake Hartwell needs some more help. I haven't looked at Lake Lanier lately to see how much it's come up. I know it's come up at least a half a foot. Now, what folks, I know a lot of folks don't understand, like when we post the drought index, which will be posted on Thursday. What do you mean? We got all this rain. How can we have a drought? When we talk about drought, okay, it's a bunch of parameters. All right, it isn't just well, it's rained recently, so everything's wet, so there's no drought. That's not how drought works. Drought takes into account several things. It looks at soil moisture, the depth of the soil moisture, your water table, your lake levels, how far below normal are you from your normal rainfall rates, and the drought builds over time. And what we've had since last fall up through all of spring or most of spring, we had this worsening drought condition where we're getting the intervals between rain were happening 7-10 days apart. I mean, that's too big of a period. Then we turned into a wet period here for a little while. So we saw a significant drop in 1 week, a significant drop where we had 100% of the state under severe drought. And it went from level 3 and level 4 from 78% down to 56%. That's a big chunk, came down quite a bit. Thank you for that new subscriber. And that is progress. We're moving in the right direction. I expect the next one to show additional progress going on this next Thursday because we continue that rainy trend through the weekend. It was a little more spotty, but it was still around. Good coverage. Now, after that, because it looks like we're going to have a period here where we're going to dry out here for a little bit, I think we'll kind of hold our own for a little bit. It'll kind of hold there. I'm hoping as we get toward the middle of the month, we get wetter again. At least that's what the models were indicating here on the overnight in the new one coming in this afternoon. So looks like this cell here is they're cutting it back, but it doesn't look like they're issuing a new one. So Hartwell, you might get a glancing blow there. Elberton, I don't know if that's going to hit you or not, but that storm looks like it's kind of fizzling a little bit. And right now, this boundary line looks like it's sitting right through, kind of right through here. Looks like. So again, everything behind here, you're good. Thank you, Mark Stowers. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for a new subscriber. Appreciate it. So anyway, behind that line, you're okay. So, and I'm waiting to see what this stuff does out in front of this stuff. We're getting a little bit of rain here. No lightning with that. Just some nice little downpour there. Right on that. Again, brief shower, heavy as heck, and then it's gone. Coming into Sardis Estates, Mulberry. Again, this is 85 right here. There's Houston over here. So Braselton, Houston. I'm actually sitting right about there. So this is just passing just to my south. And Birmingham's getting the worst of it right now. Look at all these wind reports. Wow, just a tremendous amount. I'd say at least 3 dozen. Looks like a lot of wind reports here in Alabama. Switch back over to the Peachtree City radar here. And we're starting to pop. See, here's another one starting to pop. As I said, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. We're at our max peating right now. So if we're going to get anything to pop, it's going to pop now. It's looking pretty quiet right now for the moment. See, stuff's trying to pop it again. I think we had just enough stable air there. There's the golf course there. Doesn't look too bad. Now, what I'm expecting, guys, here for the summer, I know a lot of folks have been asking the question about, El Nino. For the record, I'm just going to say it's for the record. For the record, there's no such thing as a super El Nino. It's either weak, moderate, or strong El Nino. Super El Nino was something that was just kicked out. The media started doing this year, and now everybody's kind of running with it. Okay. Yes, we're going to have a strong El Nino. Yes, it's got a potential to be one of the top 3 we've had. No doubt about that. What traditionally happens when we have a strong El Nino, we know we have less activity out in the tropics, but it does mean a potential active subtropical, which is what I've been starting to see emerging here across the southern tier, where we stay unsettled across the south. So that means maybe we don't get as hot, oppressively hot, as some years. I remember I can't remember the specific year, but I do remember an El Nino year across North Georgia where we were wet. We were popping thunderstorms like 12 o'clock every day, 1 o'clock. The air was so buoyant and juicy and moisture laden and everything else that we just never we barely cracked any 90-degree temperatures that summer because we were constantly breaking thunderstorms out every afternoon. So it wouldn't shock me if we see something like that settle in. But at the same time, depending on where that subtropical jet sets up, it could be a very sharp dividing line of where the wet weather is. Like Florida, I think Florida's drought's done. The Florida drought's going to be completely kicked out of the way. But there's usually going to be a very sharp dividing line about where the wet weather sets up and where the dry weather usually sets up just to the north of that. So something we got to watch. In North Georgia, being where it's at, could clearly be on either side of okay, very dry or okay, very wet. So it's something we just have to forecast and watch. So it could go either way. Right now, I'm leaning toward a little wetter and a little cooler. That's what I'm leaning toward. Yeah, the super. Yeah, what I don't like about the whole term super El Nino is it makes it sound like it's never been seen before. It's never. No, I mean they're comparing it to, other El Ninos. The strongest one on the records in like 1870s. So it's not like we haven't seen it before. It's not something that's like brand new. It's just a way of rebranding it. I mean, we got Arctic outbreaks all the time, and then a few years ago, somebody threw out the term polar vortex, and then that became part of the vernacularism. Polar vortex, So it is what it is. I understand the game, but sometimes it just drives me nuts. So, all right. That's a little downpour there, and it's got a couple of showers. We get the pop-up stuff. This is about what I was expecting here for this afternoon. Little pop-up showers and stuff. And this is what I think we're going to see tomorrow, too, by the way, guys. Nothing severe tomorrow. I think we'll have some pop-up showers and stuff for tomorrow, especially across North Georgia and down here. I think further south down toward Atlanta, probably a little more isolated, but kind of a isolated, scattered look here for tomorrow. There's a weak little impulse, especially coming across the northeastern zones. That'll be kind of sliding southward. And once that goes by, that's it. I think we're done. And then we got a couple of really nice weather days ahead for us. All right. Okay. All right. Here's what I want to do, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up because I'm not seeing anything. Well, I was gonna wrap this up, and then of course we were waiting on that warning. I was waiting on whether they're going to do that, but they just did a warning, so we'll stay up for this one here for a little bit. But this is a new warning that just came up. Of course, I was getting ready to sign off, and they did this. North Central Elberton, Eastern Hart in Anderson County, South Carolina, goes till 5 o'clock, which I'm not staying on till 5, but I am doing this warning right now. And the storm is heading, which way is moving? Moving south at 15, so not moving very quickly. Now, one thing about these storms, when they're moving 10, 15 miles per hour, not moving very fast, they could drop a lot of rain here real quick. So, so you see these 1 hour totals here just drop in there. You can drop a real heavy band of rain in here, real quick. Give an idea here. Look at that, 1.5. in 1 hour. That's pretty good rainfall rates there with this. So, yeah. So looks like this just slid to the right of Hartwell, just missed Hartwell. Looks like just to the east of town, and I think it's going to stay east of Elberton too. I think it's going to stay. That's kind of looking at that. That's going to ride right down the river. Looks like. So, looks like that's okay. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. I'm going to go ahead and record my forecast, which I will upload here on YouTube here for the afternoon. And I'll also do my Facebook update over there as well, live update over there, and try to get caught up on my normal forecast duties. Again, what I was coming on here was just to watch, just in case I saw anything that was going to erupt here as this boundary was shifting southward, and I'm just not seeing it there. I'm not seeing it with the cloud cover. I'm not seeing the stuff there. Not saying that we won't see some scattered showers around. I still think that's possible this evening. But other than that, that should be about it. I'm not, again, it was just a precautionary thing. I wanted to make sure because we had some stuff over here in South Carolina. We see what all this action in Alabama's doing. Georgia was kind of like, just in case. So, again, appreciate you guys checking us out. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so now. Hit that notification bell so that when I do upload my new forecast, you get it in your feed. And invite your family and friends here to be part of the channel. We got a lot of work to do. I got a very busy month this month to hopefully get our streaming channel going, website updated, and update to our weather app. By the way, if you haven't got the weather app, do that as well. So again, appreciate you guys checking us out. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work and get y'all's forecast ready to post here, probably online here in about I don't know, about 10, 15 minutes. It should be up on the forecast feed. All right. So you guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.